to share it all out too. Oh, what's up? What's up, bitches?
Yes.
Hey, wait, hang on. All right.
Salute.
All right, so no, hold on. First and foremost, what you got? What are you sipping?
So, Joe.
What's up, everybody?
Joe Juba.
Yeah, shout out.
Beautiful friend.
Beautiful.
Sent us over a bottle of the Stag. Well, I'll get you the information when he emailed
Beautiful,
a lot
man.
of the information over. But this is what we're drinking tonight. Compliments of Joe Juba and the crew. Juba's got his in-laws, his brother, 3 dogs, all piled up in one home in Dallas.
Oh God.
He ain't feeling it, bro.
That sounds
I told
miserable.
him we could give him away tonight. We're gonna have a good time.
We're gonna
talk. We got the natty on.
We got the natty on over there. So we always talk about what we're drinking. By the way, shout out to everybody. AJ Holland, Joshua Long, Josh Giraldo, Garrett Broussard, Ellen McDowell, Bubba Tatum, Brady Smith, Jason Truax, Garrett Broussard, Hunter Picard. We love y'all. As long as y'all here, we're here. Huge shout out to everybody who's watching. Do us a solid. Hit the share. I'm sharing this right now I got to make sure we share this to Twitter, to Facebook. Let's blow this thing up, man. Turn your volume off. Hey, bro. Hey. All right. So, shout out to Calandra. So I was curious what I was going to drink, right? So I've got 150 bottles of whiskey in my office, all right? So I'm like, what am I going to? People are like, what are you drinking? What are you drinking? Well, I don't know what I'm drinking. Well, someone mentioned to me, he's like, there's only one choice. So Calandro's has Whistle Pig, and they did a barrel pick, and they called their barrel pick
Natty Babe.
Natty Babe. So that's actually after Mark Calandro's daughter. Okay. That's her nickname. But I was like, Natty Babe, you kidding me? We're talking Natty recap. But because we are talking about and celebrating amid all the coronavirus, which coronavirus can kiss my ass, and by the time this night's over, I'm sure I will be much more vulgar in discussing the coronavirus. Not politically motivated in any way, just how the coronavirus is fucking up everybody's lives. But because we're celebrating the greatest season in the history of college football, I've got a lot of stuff, all right? I've got Van Winkle Lot B, I've got Old Rip 10, I've got stuff, right? I got Kentucky Owl 11-year right. I got so much good stuff. But this was the hardest bottle for me to get, and one of my favorite things I've ever sipped. This is a Four Roses Limited small batch 2017 release. So this was their 2017 release. In 3 years, look how much has been sipped out of this bottle.
Wow.
All right, so I don't tap it often. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to get a little sniffer. Check your boy. We're going to get a little sniffer here.
Give me a shot, bro. Give me a shot.
Give you a little.
Give me a little smell.
There you go.
Ooh, wow.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful bevy. My boy's just shooting it. Get it.
Not a whiskey drinker, bro.
I ain't mad at you, bro.
Woo!
I ain't mad at you. It's a gorgeous pour. I am so fired up about this. 108 proof. It is beautiful. I'm so excited. I've not poured that probably in more than a year. But in celebration of Big Dick Joe and the 2019 national champions, we are absolutely going to pour. Hey, let's toast. Everyone raise what you got.
Salud.
Everyone raise what you got.
Shout out to Joey Rodriguez.
Shout out to Joseph Rodriguez, by the way. So we are set up.
First time ever we've got a crew.
So to the national champions, to Big Dick Joe, to Jay Cool, who it was his idea, Whiskey and Wine was his idea, to all of you who demanded we do it,
yes.
and to Joseph Rodriguez, who came over and has been at my house for the last hour setting up all this stuff. At some point, we'll turn the camera and let everybody see what's going on.
And
because
really sorry we didn't produce for SEC, Peach, and Natty.
Yeah.
So we're making up for it tonight.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. So, oh my God, it's so good. There's so much plum and berry in this. You get so much sweetness with this pour, along with that spice. The 108 proof is just perfect. Anyway, so when we last spoke to our Whiskey and Wine audience,
that was Texas A&M.
so it was after the it was after the A&M game, 50-7. when put that on your cup, bitch. So then we went to Atlanta for the SEC championship game. That's when I almost got in a fight with Captain America.
That's right. Post game.
But I felt. I mean, you remember, like we were going back to the hotel, and I was like,
Yeah, you felt terrible.
Jay, I actually had a doctor tell me
do it.
he thinks that I had the coronavirus then, because I had all the symptoms. No, but if I had it, and I was sick for 6 weeks, man, and it makes sense. And I was negative for strep and for flu, so it makes a lot of sense. That might have been what I had. I mean, we were in Atlanta, major international airport, Delta hub, all that stuff. So that's why we didn't do that game. And then of course, Peach Bowl was the day of the plane crash tragedy, and I don't think anybody was really down for anything that day.
It was a bad day.
It was a terrible day. Mixed with the joy of winning that game.
That might have been LSU's best game of the season, but a terrible day.
Yeah.
It was a terrible day. I mean, I don't want to go there, but it was just a bad day.
Yeah. Everyone was in just a different place mentally that day.
Yeah.
But and then after the Natty, we didn't walk out of the stadium until after 1 a.m.
No doubt.
I mean, it was. I mean, and that's when. Oh, by the way, forget my manners. My manners.
Stogies.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
I know you love this one. This is the Cohiba yellow label, which you've had before.
Thank you.
I got one for Joe Rod as well.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
if
Sure we?
let me cut it for you, bro.
Yeah.
No, his. You got yours?
Okay.
Yeah, good. If Big Dick Joe's gonna smoke a Stogue post Natty, we're all gonna smoke Stogues in our Natty celebration. Yep. As we sit here and watch this championship game, there's Thad Moss making a big play. Listening to Chris Fowler muck up a call. What'd you say, bruh? What'd you say? All right, let's get into some of these people. Garrett Broussard says Jordy needs to talk like Coach Brady all night.
Can't do it.
You don't have to tell stories. You just got to talk like him.
I mean, I was waiting on that call. Was that after the A&M game? Was that the last time we did?
No, that was that. I think that was
after the Ole Miss game. Maybe?
Oh, I think it was Ole Miss.
God damn it, Culotta.
Culotta.
What in the fuck did you do last night? My phone's been blowing up since 7 in the morning. Don't tell me you got on the air and told them pokey stories, did you?
You're doing it. You're not even drunk.
Coach. He said, hell, I hadn't seen it, but I mean, people been telling me, should I go watch it? I was like, nah, don't go watch it. Don't go watch it. Don't go watch it. I called you on the phone, get that down, bro. Get that down. How about this fun? Look at this game, dude. Did you ever think they were in trouble? No.
So, we're sitting there, and for the
Oh, God, bro. It's good to be back.
bro.
It is
So,
good to be back. It's good to be out of the house. Joey,
Cheers.
it's good
No
to
doubt.
see you, baby.
No doubt. We're practicing social
to see you.
distancing, by the way. We've got at least 5 feet
6.
between us. Look, I got some
rock.
got some Purell.
Right.
Drew Man's going to bed, bro. So the way the Natty was set up, so in the Superdome, the press box is at the top of the terrace, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's at the top of the dome. Where were you for the game?
Me and Jay went. Me and little Jay.
Oh, yeah,
we
went to the game.
Went to the game.
Got it.
Went to the game.
So I'm up
bro,
in.
we were on the air in Baton Rouge the next morning.
I know. Oh, bro.
I mean,
Because I was sitting next to T-Bob.
Taking calls,
So
2 hours.
so press box top, and then essentially, they are we buffering, or was that my machine? We're good. Okay. So we're on, in the top level, and then the auxiliary is like the 3 rows of seats. That's like the top 3 rows of seats run along the press box. So I'm like, turn, maybe like end zone, goal line. And there's Clemson fans over there. And I'm sitting next to Handegriff and T-Bob the whole game. And every time, and during all this, right? So this is early in the game where LSU can't get out of the.
they were kinda struggling.
I mean, they were
just
inside
kept
their
getting
5.
pushed back.
Inside their 5. I mean, they really couldn't get the offense rolling. And and I keep going. Hey, it's saying the feed's messing up. Okay. You got an option?
Yeah, might need to get that get closer to your house. Wi-Fi.
Huh?
Wi-Fi.
Okay. All right, be
We're
patient
on
with
it.
us.
We're on it.
Be
We're
patient. We're on it.
We got
We're on it.
We got it.
Hang on. Stay with us. 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 Got it. What you need? What you need? You want us to keep going? Or we're buffering. I'm looking at it. It's buffering. We're buffering. What?
Where's your Wi-Fi in your house?
It's in the office there with the doors closed.
Can you disconnect from Wi-Fi on your phone?
Why?
Just more devices.
Got it. Yeah, for sure. For
Do
sure.
I need to do this?
Does that help? Good.
I might stop it and restart it.
The feed? Like start over?
We just have to
Yeah. Huh? You have anything to boost it? All right, be patient with us, guys. We're here. We ain't going nowhere. Huh?
We're out on a patio.
Do you want me to get you? Do you have a cable that I can stretch 100 feet into that? Huh?
I can get one. Yep.
All right. Be patient, y'all. Oh, say audio's good, video's lagging. All right, well, let's just keep talking then.
Yeah, keep going.
All right, we'll keep talking. They said audio's good, video's lagging.
I'm gonna look into this.
Give me a cable, Joe Rod, and we can run into the office. No, so we're in the press box, and or actually, so I'm actually in the seating area, right? So they have I'm sitting in an actual
We're good.
Mercedes-Benz Superdome seat, right?
Right.
So they have like the row in front of you covered with a table, and you're sitting in a seat, and then the row in front is a table, and then the row in front is seats, right? So about 4 rows of seats are taken, 2 seats and 2 anyway. Down below, we're basically in a row in a Clemson section,
Right.
and
Right.
and I'll be damned, like the game starts and they hit the big play. And then they're going down. People are going nuts, and I look at Hanny. I go, "Do you think reality is setting in for them yet?" And they're going bonkers.
Yeah.
And Hanny goes like, "Fuck are you talking about?" I'm like, and so this was my thing the whole game, right? So Clemson gets up. They're winning in the game. I'll lean Hanny. People are going nuts. Go. Do you think reality's setting in for them yet? And Hanny's like, "No, I think they're excited. They're winning 16 or whatever it was." And I was like, and so then Burrow hits Chase, and I go to Hanny. I go, do you think reality is setting in for them? And he's like, they're winning the whole. So this, I mean, I did.
Hanny kind of thought it was
I did this to Hanny 100 times ask him 100 times in the game, and so then LSU, of course, slowly, and then they get the lead, and then as it happened, the snowball starts rolling, and then the third down conversion without a timeout before half, and I look at Hanny, I'm like, yeah, and then then all of a sudden, Burrow. By the way,
Hanny makes a move to stay in bounds when he could have stepped out.
Yeah.
He takes 3 more seconds, steps
Yeah.
out. Burrow. God, I'm going to miss him.
Bro, so I already do.
I know.
I don't think we can call him Burrow. I think we have to call him Big Dick Joe.
BDJ?
No, we have to say you can say BDJ, but
Big Dick Joe.
and by the way,
I'm striking a pose all night.
shout out to Craig Schilling, who just said very whiskey and wine with the technical issues.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is very true. We tried to upgrade.
You haven't seen us in 6 weeks.
We
What
have,
do you expect?
dude. Look, we've got a camera on a stand. We got a boom mic. We have a Nat sound mic over here. We got the game on. We got Joe Rod literally has a camera set up and a monitor. My boy's got a computer monitor over here on the setup. About to pull that camera over, bro.
Watch your wires, bro.
Okay.
Any better?
I think we're good.
Yeah, we're rolling over here. Anyway, so anyway, By the way, so Bubba Tatum says, cheers with the 4 roses, same here. By the way, Bubba, you ain't drinking what I'm drinking, Cat. You ain't drinking the small batch limited from 2017, bro. There might have been maybe 3-5 bottles of that in the state in that year. I mean, that might have been the allocation for the state that year. So you ain't drinking that, bro. I mean, I love 4 roses, and whatever 4 roses you're pouring, good on you, dog, but you ain't drinking what I'm drinking, son. Oh, look, dude, the Prez.
Nice.
Flintley, you see it?
Look at the Prez.
He just, dude, you want to know why I love working at Guarantee Media? Because Jordy and I are on my porch, all right? We're smoking
party,
cigars, drinking, and cursing. Like with complete, unfiltered, unmitigated cuss words, whatever you want to say. And the president of our company just texts us, loving this. And it's a picture of him watching us with a cigar. Hang on. Hang on.
Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Hey, you know who I do want to give a shout out to at Guarantee Media? First off, everybody that is on air, our president, Flynn Foster, Gordy Rush, who's had us a plan. But look, what's going on? Michelle Southern, who started that the Facebook network of businesses affected by the coronavirus.
Yeah.
If you haven't liked that yet, make sure and keep up with that. Michelle is doing great work with Eagle 98.1 and with Guarantee Media, talking about all of the small local businesses. We're local.
Yeah.
Guarantee Media is local, has been for over 90 years, and we are we live and die on local businesses in the Baton Rouge community, and everybody's affected. And Michelle's doing great work, so make sure and follow that. So my experience for the national championship, me and Little Jay, well, first off, we wake up and we do game day radio.
We did.
That day, which we had a great setup in the Ochsner booth. Then Little Jay and I get in there about an hour and a half before kickoff. We've got great seats in the south end zone. Go through the whole deal. It takes us about 45 minutes to get out of the stadium. We didn't do any post-game. I saw y'all were down in the field.
Yeah.
Post-game. I mean, we didn't do any post-game stuff. Hop in, but I mean...
Go, tell you so.
I mean,
I'll be right back.
Pictures of memories that was created that night. And in fact, I was telling Scone the story. I mean, we had to get up and do more. We had to go back to Baton Rouge and do radio from the studio in BR. Shot in the back. And we just took phone calls the next morning and was talking to everybody about their experience, and there were so many people who had the same type of experience, whether it was a father-son, father-daughter. In fact, shout out to Jeff Shakesnyder, who was sitting right next to me at the national championship game. His wife was coming up the steps. We probably sat 14 rows up in the Natty. In the south end zone. So, I mean, once you came out of our section, you still had 14 rows to go up. And, I mean, Jeff and his wife are coming up, and she's walking up the steps, and she is 9 months pregnant. I mean, like, she is big and pregnant. Jeff sits right next to me. Have I told you this story about the guy that sits right next to me at the national championship game, Jeff Shakesnyder? So, who is he sitting right here? Okay. And Jay and I are sitting there. We're in our seats.
Baseball coach Jeff Shakesnyder?
No, not him. Guy works at United Railroads. He lives in Lafayette, from Hattiesburg, and sits right next to me. His wife is walking up the stairs. That I see her walking up. She's big and pregnant, bro, like 9 months pregnant. Sits down. He sits right there. She sits right there. We watch the Natty. We go nuts, bro. We fucking pull him through. The whole thing's beautiful. He tweets at me, DMs me that night at 2:30 in the morning. They are in the hospital in labor, giving birth to the baby. That night. The night of the Natty, bro. They leave the game. She looks at him in the traffic. She's like, I think we're in trouble.
It's time.
Yeah, I think we're in trouble.
It's time.
They go to the hospital, have the baby that night. Just
That's
a
awesome.
Great story, man.
What did they name the kid?
I don't know what that. I have it. It's like Cole or I have it. I got him a Coach O signed football and a Burrow signed football and mailed it to him.
Is it a Coach O signed football or is it a Yael signed football?
This one's a real deal.
Okay.
This one's a real deal.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, positive. Saw it happen. Saw it happen. What's going on, bro? You're doing a lot of stuff.
So Joe is trying to find a way to hardwire this connection so as not to be on Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Just because that's what's hard buffering.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. I mean, I'm getting that. I mean, people are saying it's good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good.
You're right. I think we're good, man. I think we're good. I think so. So, let that roll, bro.
Whatever.
Huh?
What up, E-Rock?
Hey, Jordy.
You good?
I baked brownies.
Hey, Jordy, I baked brownies. You're my favorite. Love
Man.
you.
I
Well,
know
I-
you don't eat sweets,
But I'm gonna have to try those.
okay. They're just normal old brownies, and I was doing it, and I'm like, that's going to give off the
Okay.
wrong idea. But I knew Joseph was coming, so I did bake brown. I'll bring him out after I put her down. He's about to go to bed.
Okay. Tell D-Boy good night.
I know. He's asleep on the couch right now. You want me to go?
So, Scone, how many times have you rewatched this game? Is this the first time?
First time, bro.
This is the first time. So, the biggest thing to me
I've not watched it since.
that stood out was the defensive adjustments.
Yep.
And if you really watch, the defensive move that made the biggest change was pulling Caleb on and putting in Divinity. Caleb on this was his worst game of the year.
It's crazy.
This was his worst game of the year. He'll still be a first round pick, but the defensive adjustments, and then I'm like you, never did I flinch in the fact that this offense was going to find their footing because the way
bro.
that they scored with Chase was backyard. It's whenever you gave him one-on-one, you couldn't guard him. And if you ever did that, and then, like LSU, that's the thing that I'm going to miss the most about this team is that they had 5 weapons that were unguardable. Like, you think about the defensive minds
Yeah.
that they made quit. Like, Kevin Steele completely just went away from everything that had gotten him to that part of the season and changed everything up. Kirby Smart had a top defense, changed everything
Yeah.
he did. Brent Venables had a top defense, changed everything he did. Nick Saban
Yeah.
changed everything he did going into that game because if you tried to take one away, if you tried to take Chase, Jefferson, Marshall away, there was Moss, there was Clyde. I mean, the weapons that they had, bro, and they might have as many this year.
So, we can get into this year in a second. But you know what was interesting to me by the end of the season, especially in the SEC championship game, was by that point, and man, I did, you do so many interviews in other markets and everything. And by the time we got to that point in the season, LSU was scoring 40 on everybody. It didn't matter who you were. Like, here comes 60 right up your donkey. I mean, it was just what it was. It didn't, and I must have sounded like, I can't tell you how many times I did interviews, and I said, I know I sound like the biggest fucking homer in the world. I didn't say fucking on the air, but homer in the world. But like, I would say this was my line over and over again. I'm not telling you LSU's invincible. I'm not telling you they can't be beaten. But they're going to score 40 on you. So if you're going to beat them, you better score 41. Or if they're going to score 45, you better score 46. And in the SEC championship game, remember what Georgia was like. Lawrence Cager was hurt. The freshman.
Yep. The wide receiver who was
God
suspended for the first
damn
half
it,
and
suspended
ate
for-
him up.
Suspended for the first half.
Hoover High. He
They
went to Hoover
had-
High. What's his name?
They had Pickens.
Yeah, George Pickens.
Pickens. They had an anemic passing offense. But they knew going into that game, we're not stopping them from scoring. So remember the first play of the game?
Yeah, he was wide open.
Deep
bro.
ball,
He
bro.
dropped it.
And he dropped it. It's like Georgia came out knowing
Yeah, we gotta
like,
take shots.
we can't
can't-
just run the ball, play defense. Like because if we do that, we may shorten the game, but it's going to look like 41-17 instead of what happened against Oklahoma where LSU throws 7 touchdown passes in the first half, which, by the way, was
Bro,
incredible.
it's the best I've ever seen LSU play. I mean, like, they were unstoppable. But to me, the element that made him so great was 9 because he was such an alpha that he never, ever let you believe that you were ever in any trouble. T-Bob and I were revisiting some of the big games, and we're making it a segment just during this downtime. To me, the worst pass he made all season was the interception he threw at Texas A&M's end zone. It was tipped.
Yeah.
Like,
God,
I'm trying to
forgot
think,
about that.
I'm trying to think if there was the fumble at Bama, he never saw it coming backside. He had it just knocked out of him. I mean, that was the worst play he made all year. I mean, Scone, think about it. How long have you been watching football? At some point, the quarterback, whether it's a game, a series, a half, you've got to overcome that position.
Yeah.
Just because he's struggling, the game's a little quick.
Yeah.
He's behind. He didn't. Not one time.
Never.
Not one time.
I'm trying to think. Even they got a little cocky against Vandy, but they scored 28 in the first quarter. I mean, it was like it was 11 a.m. You know, dude. You know the story of that game. You know what we should do? We should go through just share a couple of quick. How about that win? Getting that ass right. Hey. We should share thoughts on each game. But Vandy, so we made the trip up to Nashville because Taft had a Shut the fuck up. If that ain't a G-Rush special, is that right, bro? A Gordon Linden Rush the Third special.
Hey, look, I got y'all set up in Nashville. Drive up on Thursday.
He puts, and I'm like,
get you set up. I got you a hotel room.
Puts me. All right, now let me tell you my Gordy Rush story for Nashville. All right. All right. So hang on. Let me tell you this shit. So good. So I'm like, gee.
I'm gonna get you in.
They don't want.
But give me the workout
Joey.
card. I need the card to the gym.
They
Give me the card to the gym first. I'm not gonna give it to you.
So they didn't want me to miss my Thursday show. All right. So I get up at the ass crack of dawn, and I fly out of Baton Rouge Friday morning at like 5 a.m. All right. But I got to go to Charlotte, then to Nashville. All right. So let's hope it works out, right? No delays or anything. By the way, you're doing a live show today at 3 o'clock. Good luck prep for it. So I get on a plane. I go.
No, it's good. We're good. I got you taken care of. Just ask for Carl when you get there.
Bro. So I go Charlotte. I land in Nashville. No, hang on. All right. So I land in Nashville. And I Uber from the airport to the team hotel, the Marriott, okay? The LSU team hotel, where Gordy has told me I have a room. So I go up look at Joseph, he's like, I have a room at the Marriott, at the team hotel. I go up to the front
Send me my
desk.
confirmation number.
I'm like,
I don't have it yet, but
I'm
just tell him you got a room.
It's Moscona. So dead fucking serious, man. So I walk up Moscona, Matt Moscona. Did you spell it M-A-S-C-O-N-A? Did you spell it M-I-S? Like we're spelling it M-O-S-C-O-N-E? Like, is it possible? Whatever. So I call Gordy, not answer. He's like, hold on, let me get in touch with Munson. They didn't have a room for me.
Are you here now?
He's like, I'm sorry. They got you at the Embassy Suites. So you're not at this hotel. You're over there. But here's, hold on. So I'm actually a Marriott, I'm a Marriott Rewards member. So
Close to home.
I'm like, look, I'll just buy a room. They have no vacancy.
Gordy.
I'm like, I'll buy a room.
I got it.
I'll buy a room. They're like, we don't have any vacancy. I'm like, okay, whatever. But I have a room at Embassy Suites. So the Marriott people put me in their shuttle and shuttle me to the Embassy Suites. So shout out to Marriott, right? They take care of their people. I go up to Embassy Suites. They thankfully, they have a room for me. They give me my key. I go up to the room. Key. Denied. Key. Now, mind you now, it's like after 1 o'clock, all right? It's after 1 o'clock.
Hey, look, Gordy's where are you, Matt? Where?
Call after call.
So I'm like, damn it. Key doesn't work. I go back down the elevator. Ma'am, I wait in line. Ma'am, the key card you just gave me, it's not working. So she gives me another key card. Not working. So then they get the custodian whoever to come and see if there's something wrong with the door, why it's not working. So it's me and this dude sitting here trying to key card, and all of a sudden we hear it start to unlock. Somebody's in the room.
Was it Gordy?
You know what it was? It was Joe Jackson. It was Joe Jackson. So Joe Jackson is the engineer that handles all the LSU broadcasts. I'm like, Joe. And he's like in a T-shirt and boxer shorts. He's taking a nap.
Bro?
I'm like, Joe.
You're in my room.
I'm like, they gave me this room. He's like,
Joe.
But anyway, so Joe comes to rescue. I'm like, man, I got to be on it. I'm on air in an hour. I'm on air in an hour at the honky tonk, whatever the hell it's called, the Redneck Riviera. He's like, you got a ride? I'm like, no, I'm an Uber. He goes, I got a car. I'll drive you. So he comes to the rescue.
Joey.
Even though I'm like, of all the rooms in that hotel, I'm like, me and the custodian were sitting here trying to break into this fucking hotel room.
The dude you know ain't can
What
But
a
then,
good- what a
no, but
Jordy
then, hold
move.
on.
Hang
But
on, let me
then,
call Munson.
but then it gets even better. It gets even better. It gets even better. So we do the show. That all goes well. The game is at 11 o'clock the next day. All right, I have no press pass. I have no ticket for the game. But you and I are going to do whiskey and wine. So I say, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not even going to this game. I went to the Marriott sports bar in the Marriott at like 10 a.m. I said, you make old fashioned? Bring it.
Keep 'em coming.
By the way,
Keep 'em coming.
one of the best old fashions I've ever
so there
had
you
in
go.
my
Silver
life.
lining, bro.
I
Silver
probably
lining.
drank 10 of them just sitting there.
lining.
But here's the thing. Gordy didn't get me a flight home. Because he said, oh, we'll all ride together back. Okay, we got the ESPN car.
Let me guess what happens. He jumped on the team flight.
Hot damn, you're a fucking genius, Culotta. Gordy gets on the team flight, so then it's me and Madison Gilmore. We have to drive back by ourselves the whole fucking way home. As soon as we got done whiskey and wine, me and Madison get in the Talk Suburban, by the way.
Chapter 1 of Gordy's biography.
The Talk Suburban. The Talk Suburban, me and Madison driving back from Nashville on a Saturday evening. That's the day of Notre Dame, Georgia.
That is so
And so
good.
I got my
so
Microsoft Surface. I'm streaming Notre Dame, Georgia, and I got it sitting right there on the dash trying to watch this game driving home.
That is so good. Uh-oh. Brownie Queen's here, Joey. Grab that dish.
Hey, babe.
You want to come get him?
I got.
Are those special brownies? Oh, crap.
Look at that. One-on-one with Jamar Chase.
I missed it again, by the way. So we got the game on up here. Jamar Chase just scored. That's cool. Jamar Chase
right
just
by
scored.
the microphone.
So by the way, I missed that touchdown live. Like they were going to a commercial break.
Damn, that's good.
They're going to a commercial break, and so I get up and I go to pee. I'm standing at the urinal and I hear, and I'm running. I'm like, God damn.
Look at him, bro.
So I missed Jamar Chase's
Backyard.
touchdown. So I tweet, Chase just, I go to the urinal, Chase scores, and I put in parentheses, don't tell me to go to the bathroom for the rest of the game, fuck faces, because I'm not doing it. Anyway,
Unguardable all night.
how about my boy Jeff McKithen just jumped aboard? Palace Cafe in New Orleans. Can't think of a better time to finish a bottle of Pappy 15. Cracked it the first time I saw whiskey and wine. How about that?
Love it, bro.
Let's see. Tim Edwards, Ted Graham, Colorado checking in. Pete Giardino, what's up? Ryan Swallow, Texas Tiger 89 from Kuala Lumpur. I don't know where Kuala Lumpur.
Hawaii?
I don't know, but good on you for watching, bro. Thank you so much. Who we got? Brandon DeVille. Don't you disrespect Derek Mason's defense, bro? Can I tell you how much I loathe Derek Mason? Like, it's hard to loathe someone who's at such a crappy place, but when you're gonna sit there and like, after you beat Missouri or some shit, yell at a sideline reporter, I'm perfect for this job. Don't ever question me. I'm like, bro, you're 3-86 in 5 seasons. Like, shut up,
Get in the locker room.
you loser.
Get in the locker room, dude.
You're not a good coach. Everyone's like, but he's a great
Wow,
defensive coach.
dude.
No,
He
he's
said
not.
They're in Malaysia,
Malaysia, wow.
north of Singapore.
Hell yes. But look at all these people watching, man. It's just awesome. Joe Barbay, Ellen McDowell,
What up, Brian Pinton?
Joe Juba, Ron McDaniel.
Joe
Toast-
Juba.
Look at him,
Shout
bro.
out to the Stag.
Stephen Miller, Jonathan Simmons, Mike Daniels, more John Brady stories. Can you just don't give me a story.
Yeah.
Just give me a John Brady voice. Just give me an impression.
Matt, you always want me to talk like Brady. You always got that bullshit. Always asking me to tell these stupid ass stories from so long ago. Nobody gives a fuck.
Just
about
you and fucking Jack.
it. I mean, shit. I saw Jacques yesterday. Man.
I saw Jacques yesterday, too. We saw him at the same
Yeah,
place.
That's right. That's right.
Oh,
Rustin
God.
in the house.
Huh?
Did I miss Creed sing along? My name is Josh Morgan, by the way. Shout out to Josh Morgan in Singapore, north of Singapore, in
That's
Malaysia tonight. Look, dude, Divinity. I'm telling you, Divinity was a difference
Divinity was all
maker
over the
than
place,
that-
bro.
than Natty.
Divinity was all over the place. I mean, Imagine what this is so fucking good, man. Imagine what I'm not gonna put that over there. I'm just gonna keep this right here so I drink it faster. Imagine if they had Divinity for the 6 games he missed.
Yeah. I mean, but really,
How big of a
think about
difference-
the moments that he made in the limited games that he was there. The
For sure.
Texas game,
Yep.
huge moment.
Huge.
Florida game, huge moment.
No doubt.
Natty, huge moment.
Yep.
I mean, so yeah, I mean, you think, damn, he's in there.
In his absence, though,
Yeah.
two things happened.
Mo
One,
Hampton.
Chasson had the massive game against Auburn and Florida. And so did, by the way, so did Delpit. Delpit showed up
did.
massive
He did.
in those games. It's kind of when he came to life a little bit.
Yeah.
And then Queen.
Yeah.
We all
Absolutely.
spot chatted. Patrick Queen became a first-round draft pick.
Yep.
Because of this game, really.
He did.
Everybody looked at
he
this
became
game.
A first game a first round
Oklahoma.
pick. That game, I thought, in Alabama game, he took
Yeah.
a lot of strides. I mean, the interception jumps out, but he played well all day. But really, I mean, in that stretch where you were missing Divinity, Delpit was down, that was a time where the team, you didn't know what was going to happen to him defensively, and you talk about Queen emerging, Mo Hampton emerged at safety, started making plays down the stretch against Arkansas, Texas A&M, even in the Georgia, the SEC championship. I mean,
Yeah.
he was a guy that stepped in and provided a lot of depth at defensive back. I mean, Stingley got all of the press for the freshman DBs, but I mean, if you think about the freshman defensive back class, I mean, Cardell Flott is going to be a player. Jay
Yeah.
Ward played a lot of football. Mo Hampton was he was a difference maker
Yeah.
down the stretch. I mean, this freshman defensive
They needed
back
him.
class,
They
yeah, they
need-
had to add him.
They
had
needed
to
Mo
add him.
Hampton late. The other thing, I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say, bro.
Welcome back,
I
man.
know, right? Yeah, cheers. Fuck yeah, cheers,
Solid,
cheers, fuck.
solid.
What the fuck I was gonna say?
Solid.
You know what I wanted to? You know what's funny, bro? I got live. I got going live on. There's 13 people watching it on Facebook.
It's still on there.
I'm looking at it. So I knew
Yeah, clockwork, bro.
people were going to go to Facebook and be like, where's Whiskey and Wine? Well, so I printed up a sign in my office. Whiskey and Wine is on the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. And I went live on the 104.5 ESPN Facebook because I knew people would go there looking for it. And look at the live. There's 13 live viewers there, and the number of comments on that stream right there. So stupid. But you know what, bro? I'm looking at it. I printed that little sign and I taped it to Erica's wedding picture. Like I needed an easel. I just taped it to a wedding picture and I set a camera on. I went live right there.
We went in there and she looked down and she was like, okay.
So good. Oh man, let me see. All right, so y'all hit us up. Hey, you know what I want to do if you're down for it? I want
I'm looking at these fucking.
the comments. Where's Whiskey and Wine? Look at the sign, Dick. It's looking at you right in the face. By the way, all right, hey, for real talk though. Hey, real talk. Right now there are 292 people watching us live. We need y'all to please hit the subscribe button on the 104.5 ESPN page. The reason we're on this page tonight is collectively I've mentioned this. I guess we're fair enough to say now. Like, we're going to be all of our ESPN shows, OTB, Sports Today, Hester, AFR. I know, right? It's getting all of our shows in very short. Joe Rob, when are we going to be able to start?
Start what?
YouTube,
You on live?
possibly this week.
Yeah.
Damn.
But
Even if it's rudimentary like this. But the point is, we have our Watch 104.5 app, right? And it's beautiful and it looks awesome and everything. The reality is, if you want to watch on your smart TV, you gotta have a Roku. You know, it's expensive. People are like, well, you gonna have one for Amazon Fire Stick? It's like you can have one for Apple TV. It's easier for us to bring our feed where everybody is, which is on YouTube.
Yeah.
And no matter what device, if it's a phone, if it's a tablet, a Surface, if it's a smart TV, YouTube's everywhere. So all of our shows are going to be live on YouTube on the 104.5 ESPN page. So we need everybody to please hit the subscribe button on the 104.5 ESPN page. That's what you can do for us tonight is on the 104.5 ESPN page, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, because that sets notifications whenever we go live. That's what you can do for us.
Amen. I mean, he says it best. I mean, we're at some point here in the next couple of days, it sounds like, at least a couple of weeks, we'll be all on YouTube and accessible, and you'll be able to see what's going on inside the studio and what's going on behind the scenes of the show. So,
Matt French said OTB has a hell of a more subscribers than AFR.
Everybody knows, bro.
You want to give me a year to catch up?
What are you saying? Like in a year we'll be tied?
I don't think it'll take a year.
To tie me, or catch up in?
Maybe about a year. Y'all have about 1,000 videos. I've got about 100 videos.
Where are we at? We got like 69,
67, yeah. And AFR is in the 31. Look, bottom line is, here's the bottom line. It's all feeding guaranteed. And y'all had the foresight to start that chart. Yeah, y'all had OTB had the foresight to start that push a year ago.
Nathan.
Nathan Velasquez, y'all had the foresight to do that and really commit to it, and now everybody's joining that charge. So we're in it, man. So
nice. Just subscribe.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Let's see, Ron McDaniel, I have you boys up on my Roku. Thank you. Let's see, just subscribe, bring back some sports. All right, let's talk about. Are you down to give like a knee-jerk thought on every game from the season?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right.
I can do that. I mean, dude, one of the things that I did this week when we were at home was rewatch a lot of the games.
Did you really?
Like a lot. I mean, the big games. I rewatched the Texas game. I mean, fast forward in Alabama, Florida. I watched the A&M first half just to see how. I mean, they beat the shit out of Texas A&M. That was a varsity JV. Like,
we probably talked about it on Whiskey and Wine after that game, but do you want to you're probably most apt to reiterate this, like that they stewed.
Right.
Like if you went and asked LSU coaches, players, staffers what game they won, it wasn't Bama, it wasn't Texas, it was those fucking milkmen in their fucking spirit fingers.
Marcus Allen spoke to the team the Friday night before the game, and he told us, I've never seen a more zoned in and focused. He said, Jordy, I could have gone in there and just said, hey fellas, good luck tomorrow. You know what I mean?
By the way, how badass is it that Marcus Allen became like a fixture,
like a face.
at LSU games?
I mean, like he's at this game,
bro.
He's at the last 4 games of the season.
Like, I mean, Marcus Allen, USC. Marcus Allen, he's on the sideline at every LSU game. John Robinson.
I mean,
you want to get Reggie Bush?
Right, come on, Reg. Come on.
Matt Leinart. Come on.
But that's over. That's over.
Did you bite that?
That's over. Yes.
Okay. I don't want your coronavirus, bro.
That's good. But I mean, we got to give a shout out to O.
Bro.
Like we got to talk about what O has done. Look at what the
Incredible.
state. Look at what the state is doing
Incredible.
to him right now.
Bro.
They're using him because he's the only person that anybody will listen to.
Bro. I don't think people really understand how fucking ridiculous it is that the football coach at LSU was on Fox News with Neil Cavuto.
And what about his reaction? He's like, I love that guy.
Neil fucking Cavuto.
How can you not love that guy?
You know what I mean?
It's like, just eating him up, dude. Eating him up.
Neil Cavuto, bro. Are you kidding me?
I mean,
You cannot. I don't care what football program you're in. You cannot pay for that kind of exposure to your program. You can't. Like, you can't go buy it. You cannot buy the exposure that when they put a PSA of
the
Ed Ogeron
PSA.
coughing and it gets
And Tiger Stadium's in the background.
and
He's
it
got the
goes,
LSU
and it goes
background
viral.
here.
It
Yeah.
goes fucking viral. A PSA
Did
of
you
the
see
coach
what Ryan?
coughing into his elbow.
Did you see Ryan Day try to do the same thing?
Uh-uh.
O's had 4
And
million. O's had 4 million hits in an hour. Ryan Day's had 230,000 in 3 days.
Bro, so
I mean,
that's,
like-
and I didn't even see it.
I mean,
I didn't
exactly,
even see it.
exactly,
That's the point. You know?
exactly.
So,
I
bro,
mean-
that's incredible. Incredible.
But even more than that, the way the LSU fan base and the support staff for LSU football when Ogeron took over the job was fragile at best.
True.
At best.
True.
Anybody that was fundraising, Justin Vincent, who his top task is to fundraise
Yep.
for the Tiger Athletic Foundation, and Justin Vincent carries as much clout as anybody who sits across a desk and asks for cash
Yep.
for the LSU athletic program because of what he accomplished while he was there.
Bro.
He will tell you the money was dry. Like motherfuckers would look across the desk and say, until y'all make a move with the president, the athletic director, the football coach, I ain't cutting another check. You're not getting a dime from me. And what Ogeron has done in a short time has galvanized the fan base to a degree. Not only just the
Instantly.
ticket holders, but I'm talking about the big money people that can make a difference in a program. You know what I mean? Guys that you have to have
Yeah.
have now bought back in and are 100% all on board for LSU. And that is, LSU is now the giant that it's supposed
Yeah,
to be
it is.
in the game. I mean,
It's a lot of things have come together at once. Going into 2018, it was still fragile. I mean,
Yeah,
the way 2017
absolutely.
ended was bad.
Absolutely.
And then the recruiting class, remember, like that's when they mucked up the deal with Surtain, and then Foster went to Texas A&M, and I mean it was and everyone, the whole narrative was, man, Ed's deal is recruiting.
yeah.
And they fumbled that. But bro, 3 grad transfers.
Yep.
Terrence Alexander, Cole Tracy,
Yep.
Joe Burrow.
Yep.
And I'll maintain this, bro. If Cole Tracy misses the kick against Auburn, Ed might not have a job. If he misses that kick and they go 7-5, there's a now the flip side of it is you could say, well, if the A&M game ended, any of those plays, then they're 10-2 going into a New Year's Six, which is absolutely true. But the point is, there were enough LSU power brokers that were
Yeah.
ready to make a move.
Sure.
And Cole Tracy making that kick, I think, is what did it. I mean, that's what sent LSU.
Yep.
And then they beat Georgia and blew them out.
Yeah, they did.
And
from there, I thought Burrow kind of the story began.
Yeah.
Everybody looks at 2019 and starts to talk about Joe. But really, if you look at the Georgia game, outside of the Alabama game, because we didn't learn until this year, they had separated shoulder that week. But, I mean, the last...
How about that fucking story?
Yeah. He separated his shoulder on Thursday.
in practice.
I mean...
But by the way, why are you taking full contact at the goal line?
That's some Les Miles shit. That's some Les Miles
That's
shit.
some Les Miles
That's
bullshit.
some Les Miles shit. But the last 6 weeks of 2018, he was one of the best quarterbacks in college football. He was in the discussion. He may not have been the best, but I mean, Georgia game, Texas A&M game, the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, that cat.
Shit. Now, in fairness, the schedule lightened up.
Yeah.
They had Rice mixed in there. The A&M game was 7 overtime, so the stats were inflated. When you account for 5 touchdowns in a 7 overtime game. But there's no question he was playing better. Like, there's no question. And in the bowl game, really the moment was when old boy blindsided him
that was
from
it.
UCF.
Yeah.
That was
Kind of like the sleeping giant woke up.
that was like in Dumb and Dumber whenever the little chef cut his lip and then he pulled his heart out of his chest. That was that little.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
And then Joe Burrow
It was
proceeded
on, bro.
to rip the heart out of the chest of everybody in college football. Look at this kid,
T. Higgins. He's a player.
kick. He's a kick. LSU, dude. Did you see? Oh my God, the Clemson coaches that were talking about in spring about this championship game, and they're like, what happened against LSU? I'm just upset we played our worst game of the year. I'm like,
Dude,
get
we
the fuck
played that
out
thing
of here.
100 times.
Get the fuck
We
out
gotta
of
play
here.
that thing 100 times,
Oh,
dude.
Get the fuck out
I
of here.
mean, get out of here. What was it, 30 straight, 29 straight? LSU, man, you'll never see, in my opinion, with Ogeron, to continue the discussion of Ogeron, is that I think LSU will play for championships again under Ogeron. I don't think you ever see a year like 2019 where you've got just this transcendent player like Joe Burrow that, I don't know. I mean, I never thought that they were going to get beat because of him.
You know what?
I never thought that they were going to get beat. I mean, he gave you this. It was one of the pushover games, Scone. It may have been Northwestern, one of the state teams they played, but
Listen, Erica's asking Joe Rod if he ate dinner. She's trying to feed Joe Rod dinner. You want some jambalaya, Joe Rod? Jay, you want some meatloaf?
No.
You want some jambalaya?
No, I'm good.
No, I was like, you want some meatloaf? Mom! Meatloaf! I got neighbors that are like, what are you fucking idiots doing? The man that lives over here is like 80 years old.
Thank you, E-Rock. Hey, if we need something, we'll tell you through whiskey and wine. Yeah.
Hit the like and share, babe. Don't be a square.
But
Is that Jeremy Brinkmeyer? Is that T-Bob in the trees? Dude, the video. Oh, go ahead. Finish your story. You were talking. Go ahead.
I think they play for championships under Ogeron because he's recruiting at such a high level. I mean, the players are here. They're coming in. I mean, the defensive line, the lines are now getting beefed up. They're going to give you chances to win every Saturday. I don't think you ever see a 2019 season again at LSU football. I mean, just undefeated offense, quarterback, Heisman Trophy, Bolitnikov, Thorpe, everything coming together where they were. I mean, it's debatable, but even if you're in the debate, to me, it's like being a top 10 recruit. If you say they're in the discussion as the best college football team of all time, okay, I'm good with it. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have to debate whether they are or they're not. Just the fact that they're in the conversation, I'm cool with it.
Bro, they will. Oh, I fucking forgot about this. We're talking about the game itself. So, Russ Mitchell comes on AFR every Wednesday. College Football News, all shit. He's outed himself on the show. Russ.
I thought he pulled up right here.
He did.
I thought he pulled up. He pulled up when he
pulled
looked
up.
back.
That was Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
He did pull up. We talked about it. At this point, it's 17-7 Clemson. And
look, one-on-one. See ya in the bucket.
He absolutely pulls up
He
right.
never shows his hands. He drops it in the bucket. I mean, he never showed his hands.
He's awesome.
They score a third down or fourth down here. It takes them a minute to get it.
This is Thad.
I think this is the Burrow keeper.
Oh yeah, you're right. Thad was right before half. Yeah. Russ Mitchell says, "Get me some confetti." I'm like, motherfucker, I got a credential on my neck.
Scooping up.
I'm in a fucking I'm in a sport coat from Calandros. A Luciano Barbera sport coat.
No carriages.
Calandros. From Kim. I'm drinking fucking whiskey from Calandros.
Right.
I mean, a Luciano
Shout out to
Barbera. My guy Will Aguirre over at Carriages. I mean, he had me done head to toe, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he had sport coat, shirt, slacks. I'm done. I had my dead socksy on, and I'm like, so I go over to the bench, right? I just sit down on LSU's bench. I got this bag, and I go,
anybody looking?
look, bro. I haven't mailed it to Russ yet. I still got the fucking confetti in here.
Dude, you should keep some of that. That's good shit.
It's fucking paper.
Yeah, but dude, it's the 2019 Natty.
Oh my God, it's still in there, bro. I forgot I hadn't mailed it to Russ yet. I need to send it to Russ. Russ has when they closed down the old box. He bought it at auction. They auction out all the shit. The 330 sign from down the right field line. He's got on the wall in his office. He's got
the
it.
Foul pole 330 sign?
Yeah, the 330 on the wall.
Yeah.
He's got it in his will to give to Drew.
Wow.
Yeah. How about that?
That's good shit.
Yeah, it's great shit.
That is good shit.
It's so funny, dude. He sent me a picture. He was traveling, bro, and it's him and his wife. Like last week, they were going somewhere, and they got on masks, and he was gonna tweet something like, staying safe amid coronavirus, whatever. And he sends me the picture. Goes, I was gonna tweet this, but decided against it because of our bias. He's got an LSU shirt, an LSU hat. His wife's got an LSU shirt and a Saints hat. I'm like, okay. Oh man. All right. Please share if you've not done so yet, and subscribe, please, if you've not done so yet. Michael Carpenter from Singapore. How about that, bro?
I'm telling you, bro. It's everywhere.
Staten Dubois. Let's get a donation going for them to jump in the pool. All right, I tell you what. How about this? How about this? How about this? If we get, how many subs are we at right now, Joe Rod? How many subscribers are we at? You know what happened the last time I did this, right?
What? Bro, I love it.
Oh, I know, but
Yeah,
I'll let Terrio shave my head, you know,
I know.
to get our YouTube channel up.
Is she coming around?
Nah, well, she's not. I mean, she's just not mentioning it anymore. She don't love it. Probably because I was like, "Hey, I get it, enough."
Yeah, right. I heard you.
I get it.
the first 10 times.
I'm like, guess what? You married a bald guy. Sorry, you know.
It's like Rocky. You married a fighter, all right?
It's true. It's true. Sorry, your fault. No false pretenses.
Look, Ashton Nichols. Speaking of scone, the shaved head looks great. How much?
703.
Okay, we need 300.
Should I say,
Where were we? We were at 400 this afternoon.
we started the day at like 3 something.
Okay.
And then
So we're tracking.
and then bro, I texted Jordy this morning. I was like, "Hey, I got an idea for a video."
Shows how bored we are.
If
dude.
y'all saw the promo video, I was like, "Jay, here's my idea." And so he shoots me back a video of his parts of that thing, of the promo, and I edited it together. So my objective was, man, let's see if we can get this thing to climb near 1,000 before the end of the day. I'm thinking, like, I'd say I'll jump in the pool if we get to 1,000.
Is it huge?
No. But I might have to make it like 2,000.
I mean, first off, I don't have any drawers on.
But you don't have to. I'll do it.
Okay.
I ain't.
Yeah, okay. Great.
Um,
if we get to if we get to 1,500, Scone's jumping in.
All right, I'll do it. Deal?
Deal.
Bet.
Bet.
If we get to 1,500, so what are we at, Joe Rod? 7 something?
702.
All right, we're at 702. All right. Well, shoot, that's like 800 more.
I mean, bro,
Tell all your friends.
you got 500 a day.
Tell all your friends.
You know?
All right, if we get to 1,500 subs on the 104.5 ESPN page before we're done, I'll jump in the pool. I'll jump in that freezing ass
Let's
pool.
go tell everybody.
Go tell everybody.
Tell everybody, man.
Tell everybody. Scone will jump in the pool with his Big Dick Joe shirt on. You notice my shirt?
Yeah, I love
E-Rock
it.
gave me that.
I love that. Man.
He's sitting on like some
love
like
that.
parlor couch. It's funny.
One thing I'm gonna really and truly, I'm gonna miss this team so much. Just the ability to talk so much shit.
Oh God.
Just to be able to talk so much.
We took advantage of it,
Yeah,
bro.
we did.
Oh, you know the thing I wanted to talk about? This, because piggybacking your point
Yeah.
about how like we'll never, they'll compete for championships again, but we'll never see this again, which I agree with. But I got to give a nod to LSU fans, bro, because even though every now and again you'll have this fan who's like, "Hey, you think Brennan can be?" I'm like, no,
What?
like,
Brennan could be Burrow?
but like.
Yeah.
The dude just threw
bro.
60
We'll never see it
touchdowns.
again.
Like, but I
We'll
think
never see it again.
overwhelmingly, I think LSU fans this season lived in the moment, knowing what they were watching while they were watching it was special. It was almost like watching Jordan. Like when we were watching Jordan play, like you knew it wasn't like let's see if this stands the test of time and how it measures, and then you come back in hindsight and you go, man, that dude was awesome. I didn't even realize. Like that he was the greatest
Yeah,
ever.
no.
Like we knew when we were watching what we were watching. Like LSU fans this year knew what they were watching.
And you know what else? To piggyback off of that point is that shout out to LSU media for tracking and keeping an archive of everything that went on this season. I know that it's 2020 now, and that's kind of the way of the world. But the work that Cody Worsham, Matt Tornquist, Panamsky, Will Stout, all those guys. I mean, everything.
Will Stout, bro.
Everything that went into documenting that. I mean, the That's Joe podcast, the That's Joe feature that Worsham and them did by going back up to Athens and explaining the background of. I mean, it all makes sense. It all made sense.
Yep.
I mean, like,
was awesome.
it all now makes sense that he is the number one pick in the draft. If I'm the Bengals, I'm listening to that, looking at his track record, knowing that this cat was changing plays in 6th grade of his junior high team, where in a city and in a town that was habitually beaten and
Sucked,
losers. terrible. This cat walks
And there
in,
he comes.
changes the whole dynamic of the team, does the same thing in high school, comes to LSU, reroutes the deal real quick. I mean, he is the #1 pick. I mean, but you have all that documented. What the shot of him on senior night?
Yeah.
Bro,
The
you'll
Burrow.
see that for 100
Yep.
years
No doubt.
at LSU football. Think if you had any type of media on Billy Cannon's senior night.
Yeah.
Just of him like running out, anything, hugging his mom,
Yeah,
anything. I mean, you've got a first-hand point of view of Burrow running out of the tunnel, the whole place going nuts, everything he's seeing. You've got it documented. I mean,
Do you ever wonder, though, like, if 60 years ago, when Cannon's run happened, if whoever the sports talkers of the day were would have been like, man, they got this video now of his run. We'll be able to watch that forever. Like, because that was big shit.
I would think.
And they're like,
so.
we don't have video of Doc Fenton.
right? Like you got JP Police. You got
JC Police,
JC Police or who's JP?
JP Kelly.
JP Kelly. BDJ. But yeah, bro. I mean, absolutely. Absolutely.
My guy. My boy, J. Cool, bro. Oh, God. All right, here we go. Daryl Dunn. I seen that their Saints might draft Queen. I'm okay with that. If the Saints draft if Patrick Queen's on the board at 24, I'd be perfectly fine with them taking him or Kenneth Murray from Oklahoma.
Yeah, you know
Chad Meyer said we needed this.
You know who I really
So
wanted,
did we, Chad.
You know who I really wanted to get? Justin Jefferson.
First of all, I don't think Jefferson's on the board at 24.
Really?
I think no.
Yeah,
I mean,
he made a lot of money.
after he ran a 4.4, I don't think he's on the board at 24. If he is, I'm cool with them taking him, but I prefer a linebacker. You know, they got Mike Thomas. They just signed Emmanuel Sanders. The bigger need is that linebacker. And if Murray or Queen's on the board at 24, that'd be my pick. But if they take Jefferson, I wouldn't be mad about that. Let's see. Austin Nicholas. What's up? Got y'all on the computer, Natty on the Roku. Love it.
Nice.
Let's see. Bo Brown. What's up? Let's see. Luisi Animals. Scone, I'm going to ask again. Very important question. What's a funnier nickname for coronavirus? Moo Goo Guy Pandemic or Me So Horsey Me Lung Flu Long Time? That's kind of fucking funny. I mean, the fact that we're sitting there drinking. I'm going to go with Moo Goo Guy Pandemic. Moo Goo Guy Pandemic.
Mugu guy. Somebody said, I thought you were going to give a rundown of each game. I think we did say that. Let's do that.
Christopher McGinnis, did T-Bob create a bunch of fake accounts to make their page look better? What is that?
No way, bro.
Yeah,
He's not giving that type of effort.
That's a great point. Josh Hebert, best part of watching live is watching the hosts' faces and reactions during interviews and with each other.
I think he's talking about watching the radio shows there.
So I'm way behind on the comments.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, look at this. This guy's on an American's airline flight wishing for some kind of sports. The average intellectual. He's on flight 1631.
Damn.
He's on a flight watching us.
That's great.
Cheers. Gulf South, who's shaving whose head for subscribing? Well, fuck.
No, nobody's shaving anybody's head. He's jumping in the pool at 1,500.
Where are we at, Joe Rod? How many subs? Joe, do you want a real chair? You're sitting on a stool. I mean, there's a whole couch right there. Huh? Darren Pellegrin, what's up, dude? 720?
Let's go. We're climbing.
Should I just make it 1,000?
Do you want to jump in the pool?
I mean, I want to get subscribers.
Yeah, let's do 1,000.
Like, is it something if I go 1,500, it's not realistic?
I thought we could get there.
1,500, you throw Erica in the pool.
No, bro.
That was Joey's idea.
Sorry, Erica, just joking.
Just trying to get subscribers. All right, let's go. All right, here we go. Give me.
All right, ready?
Give me 10 seconds on every game.
All right, here we go.
Ready? Here, Georgia Southern.
55-3. The first drive of the season, throwing the ball right downfield. If I'm not mistaken, Burrow threw for 5 touchdowns in the game.
Yep.
And I think that's when everyone went,
Yep.
Oh, fuck, it is
Yep.
different.
Well, it's different.
It's different.
And the opening drive, if you remember, the first touchdown of the year was a read option. They faked it, slant route to Chase. I mean, it was like, okay, they're
Right
really
over the
going to
middle.
run it.
It's like, hey.
They're really going to run it.
It's going to be different.
They're really going to run it. Texas, first, you know, I mean,
3rd and 17.
Jimmy Burrow.
3rd and 17 is the iconic moment of the season.
But you know what really, to me, is the moments that stand out is the first half drive at the end of the half, going into the locker room, when LSU comes up with a big defensive stop. Stingley gets him a 12-yard punt return, sets him up right at midfield. 3 plays. Out route Chase, crossing route Jefferson,
Right.
back shoulder Jefferson, touchdown. That's when Burrow, that's the shot of Burrow when the crossing route. First off, 2 moments there in that drive. The crossing route is the shot of Joe Brady when the ESPN cameras catch him saying they can't fucking stop us. You remember that one? You know that meme when he's saying, and he holds the microphone of his fucking, his headset, and it shows his mouth. He says, they can't fucking stop us. And he hits him on that back shoulder, and that's when Burrow looks at the sideline, and he's like, this is my, you know what I mean? He's kind of like, and I thought in the moment right there, bro, like, LSU is for real. Like,
LSU's about to score before half.
they are for real.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
3 plays, precision passing, timing routes, out pass Chase, stop the clock, first down crosser Jefferson, back shoulder touchdown.
You know-
Burrow looking at the sideline, point, like, holy shit.
the thing about that game, too, it ended 45-38. Go look at the halftime score. It was... Halftime score was 20-7.
LSU?
Yeah. The end of the first quarter was 3-0 LSU.
Well, remember old boy dropped the 4th
Yeah.
down.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
LSU went for it twice. I'm sorry, Texas. Remember went for it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it was after Joe first
yeah,
the pick.
Yeah, Joe throws a pick.
Yeah, they go
Texas
for it,
goes
force
and
it
it
down.
drops the touchdown
Drops
pass.
the touchdown
I
pass.
mean, it's like there that was. If you go back and play the what if
Yeah.
Texas?
What if he catches that?
What if Texas
Yeah.
has the lead?
What if he catches that?
How different does it feel? Instead, LSU got rolled in the second quarter, and then nobody stopped anybody in the second half.
Yeah.
Which that was the point where I think, and we'll go through the next game, where the question kind of became, okay, well, what about Aranda's defense? But the other thing that I know was the narrative coming out of the Texas game all year was, bro, that 19-play drive that Texas had, it
Brutal,
decimated
bro.
LSU
It decimated.
because
Remember Rashard
Lawrence got hurt.
Delpit left the game.
Delpit left the game. It was Neil Farrell, or no, it was Logan. Glenn Logan.
Glenn Logan.
Glenn Logan left the game. Like, and all those guys got hurt. And I remember saying then, like, okay, you won that game. I was like, you got 6 weeks or 4 or
Yeah,
4, whatever.
That's right.
Because they
To the
played.
Florida game.
They had Northwestern State,
Yep.
Vandy. They had an open date in Utah State, and then they played 4. It was like, you got 5 weeks.
They sat Caleb on.
It's like
they sat Rashard Lawrence.
sit
them
everybody.
all.
Sit them all. And
Sit them all. You know what else I learned that night at Texas? Was that Derek Stingley Jr. is for real. Remember the plays he made on Duvernay?
Yes.
And Feet and Eagles and those guys? I mean,
Yeah.
that one he made on the sideline where he's guarding for, and he brings his left hand down. He almost picks it. I think he almost, it looked like a pick.
It was he
His
stepped out of
ass
bounds.
was out of
Yeah, it
bounds,
was out
I
of bounds.
think, when he comes down. But, yeah,
You're right.
then they had the 4 weeks where you could kind of get it. That was another thing,
And-
dude. One thing about a national championship run is that you got to make the plays, you got to go on the road and beat the teams, but you also got to catch the breaks.
Yeah.
And one thing that they did is they caught
Schedule.
injury breaks at the right time.
Yeah.
And the schedule
Schedule.
was in their favor, man.
It worked.
It worked out for them in the sense of the timing of it, the games. I mean, you know, even getting to Florida and Trask. That was the first deal. That was the first game Trask started on the road.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And Trask
And he played his
lit
ass
him
off.
up.
He played
The
his ass
tight
off.
end Pitts in the first half.
Yeah.
We'll get to Florida in a second.
And that was on Stingley.
Northwestern State, I don't remember a damn thing about that
Me
game.
either.
Not a damn thing.
I think that might be the game where I referenced where they were blowing them out in the second half and the body language was shitty and Burrow on the sideline is lighting up the offensive line in the second half. I think we talked about it at Whiskey and Wine. We're like, dude, the guy is he's
you don't know.
different.
Honestly, literally, the only thing I remember about Northwestern State, and I mean, is that, of course, Carly went to Northwestern State.
Yeah.
And and there's a picture of her, and Carly wore her purple and orange for that game, and there's a picture of her on the field with Steve Ensminger, and she's doing the fork-em, and he's like,
he's got a great smirk.
He's like, it was funny, but I don't mind saying this, but he told her, like, he's like, careful. He goes,
we're gonna light him up.
He goes, careful, I'm gonna hang 100 on him. I'm gonna hang 100 on him. He almost did for us 65. Vandy. Well, we went through my Vandy story.
Yeah.
But the game itself, you know what about that game? Burrow with the 5, of course. If you remember, Vandy led in that game. Vandy took the opening drive and scored. They had the big play, and that was the game. That was the game where people started to get a little pissed with Aranda. Like, hey man, we're all. And I remember that was when I know my sort of narrative started of, hey, I don't care what the defense looks like. Play all these young guys. Just get to Florida healthy. Yeah. Just get to Florida healthy. Absolutely. And in that Vandy game, Vandy scored 2 defensive touchdowns in that game. Remember, Clyde and Burrow fumbled a mesh at the goal line, and Vandy scored on a recovered fumble right there. Yeah, that's right. But it still hung 66 on it.
He did, and there was like a 5 or 6 play stretch where I think they scored like 4 plays in a row, like 4 out of 6 plays. They just like crossing routes, chase. Dude, it was the first running away from people.
The first quarter they scored 20. Hang on, let me pull up the box score to make sure. But the first quarter I think they scored 28 points. Yeah, it was 28 to. So Vandy scores on the first possession of the game to go up 7-0. LSU scores 28 unanswered. It's 28-7 at the end of the first quarter. Yeah. I mean, if LSU wanted to score 100 in that game, they could have scored 100.
Yeah, they could have.
Like there was just, and then they just. Every record that could have been broken in that game.
They come home, play Utah State 2-6.
Jordan Love. It was the defense against Jordan Love in that game. Yeah. Because look at Love's. You have it up. Look at Jordan Love's stats in that game. He maybe had 150 yards of total offense in the game. I mean, he was just completely overmatched, and that's been part of the negative against Love in this draft process is the one team he went up against that had dudes. They struggled. Now, his supporting cast was what it was, but...
I'm giving it to Jordan Love, 15 of 30.
15 of 30 for one what?
130, just lost him. Jordan Love, 15 of 30, 130 yards, no touchdowns, 3 picks, 2 sacks.
Rushing?
Rushing.
So 130 passing.
Jordan Love, 2 attempts, 0 yards.
So 130 total yards.
8 lost.
That was the thing. Like, so... His total yardage, 42-6, his total yardage on 150. Then they played Florida.
Yep.
The big question going into the Florida game was Zuniga, Grenard, like all the edge rushers.
Caught a break.
Todd, both those guys got hurt.
Break.
Todd Grantham, his defense had given LSU trouble when he was at Louisville, when he was at Mississippi State, Florida the year before. It was like
Mississippi State, Florida, Louisville.
I said Louisville, and then Mississippi State, then Florida.
Yeah.
So that you know what struck me, and I did an interview with a Florida guy, Buddy Martin, who does a radio show down in Florida, and this was a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, and his whole premise was he was there having the conversation on the show that a lot of Florida fans apparently are using this narrative like that they played Georgia close and that's their barometer show that they're close to Georgia. But really, if you remember that Georgia game, they were never really in it.
Right.
They scored late, but it was never really a game. He was saying use the LSU game as a barometer of how well you played the champion. I'm like, bro, it was 42 to 28.
Yeah.
I mean, and he brought up about how that game was actually tied in the third quarter, and Florida had the ball driving, and Stingley got the pick. And do you remember what happened? And dude, I'll give you credit. Like, you were on this at halftime of that game and throughout.
Trask. They got away from him.
They kept going. They kept going to Emory Jones. Dude. So that's what happened on that Stingley pick. Trask was killing him. They go to Emory Jones for like a play, and then they go back to Trask.
He catches the momentum back,
and he throws the pick. So
I thought that was Joe's best game. Oklahoma maybe, but Scone, 21 of 24. If you remember, one of the incompletes was a drop right square in the chest of Jamar. Hit him at number 1.
Yeah.
21 of 24, 293, 3 scores, no picks. As efficient as that position has
against that
been
defense.
Against that defense, bro, and making plays. That fourth quarter touchdown, first play of the fourth quarter to Chase, in the where he goes down the sideline and they get the 6. That was the death nail. But I mean, he made play after play after play. That's where I thought, to me, this is the night where I thought we undervalue his athleticism.
Oh, I thought you were saying that's when I knew they were a legit contender, because that was the game where it was like, okay, because the national question. I think we were believers
Joey.
already. Like,
Nice, look at that.
Hey, we were. I think we were believers already. But,
Yeah.
But nationally,
right.
everyone's going. But who did you do it
shit.
against?
Yeah.
Georgia Southern, Texas. Texas really sucked
Right,
shit.
right,
Then you
right,
played
right.
Vanderbilt and Northwestern States. Like, so you got this big flashy offense, but who have you really done it against? That was kind of the national narrative. And when they did it against Florida, I think is when people started going, "Oh shit, is LSU for real?" I think that was the game when people started to go, like, let's maybe pay attention to these dudes.
His best home game of the year too. I mean, that.
I haven't been to a game in 2
I know,
years.
I know you couldn't go for the pregame. But
Doing pregame, I haven't been in the stadium in 2
that's
years.
the one where we did whiskey and wine in the press box.
And you had the,
And Ogeron had the big dude on the field, and we were go, taking the leak in the bathroom. Dude.
Jordy,
that was great. That was.
you want to talk about an epic moment of this show?
We took advantage of that.
Is you having a bottle of wine in your backpack in a press box? How the fuck does that happen?
I don't know, man.
How do you get into Tiger Stadium with a bottle of wine in your backpack? I'm serious. No, answer that question.
Bro, and I just put it like in the side because I didn't want it to bust. And I went and hid it.
Did you go press box?
Yeah, I sat in Mario's.
His booth.
In the Spanish broadcast booth. We sat right next to Sean Kelly and Barry Jones.
That's right.
Doing the ESPN game.
Bro, that's an epic, like.
It was the best home game of the year. It was.
And then you poured.
It felt retro. You know what I mean? It felt back in the day. It was rocking in the fourth. Everybody was there. Everybody was standing up. The band was playing. I mean, it was awesome that night. That was as good as it got in 2019 at home, for sure. We hadn't talked about Clyde yet. I hate that.
Well, let's go through the rest of the schedule.
Yeah.
Let's do that. We'll get to Clyde for sure. I mean, you think I'm gonna let an opportunity go?
Mississippi State.
To not talk about.
Mississippi State. Jacoby Stevens, the play he made. The dude jumped 40 inches in a football uniform during competition. It's one thing to go do the testing skills with shorts and t-shirts on in Indianapolis when everybody's watching and you got 2 months to get ready for it and like get ready. You know you're gonna jump. You know you're gonna jump the vertical run. You know you're gonna bench press. That cat jumped 40 inches in a competition with a football uniform on and picked it with one hand.
This is the point of the game where I'm telling Hannah Griff.
What?
Do you think reality is setting in?
That's what. There was a Clemson guy next to me. I thought 29 straight, huh? It's over tonight, cuz. It's over tonight.
Mississippi State, LSU scored on every drive of the first half.
Yes.
And kicked like three field goals. So the first 3 drives it was 3-0, or it was 9-0, and then State scored 9-7. And you're looking up going,
what's going on?
It's because they kept stalling out. The LSU's red zone offense wasn't clicking that day. And the other thing too is that ended the streak of 40-point games that had dated back to like the previous year. It tied that record because you go back to like they played Rice and A&M and then the bowl game and then the whole start of the season, and then it ended there because in the fourth quarter LSU just like the last 3 they put Brendan in and it was just like it's over. They just sat on the ball.
That's when he made that play when he slid.
Yeah.
He stepped back and he hit Derek Dillon. Dillon almost ran over it. He almost ran out of bounds on it.
Dillon's made some big plays in his career, man. It's the touchdown against Auburn is the biggest, but
he had a big one in the Capital One Bowl.
He did. Let's see.
Auburn, bro. 23-20.
Burrow getting the fuck knocked out of him on the sideline, and then come that was the wake up.
Yeah.
But you know what else too, man?
The theme of him, bro.
Yeah. Think about that Auburn game. It's 23-20, but man, Auburn never threatened offensively. Never. They had a bullshit score. Like, do you remember Stingley's guarding I forget what the receiver was.
Yeah.
Stingley's guarding him on the sideline.
After after he fumbles the punt.
This was in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
This was
'Cause
when
he fumbles and then makes the pick.
right. They scored after his muff.
Did they?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
But Auburn couldn't put together a drive all game. And LSU knew it. But Stingley went for, he had great coverage on the sideline. The receiver somehow made some acrobatic shit on the sideline, bobbled it, kept the foot in, and that's when they scored late in the game. It was the only Auburn score, but even still was they can't put together a drive.
It was never felt as close as the game.
You look at 23-20, it never
right,
felt
it never
like
felt
that.
20.
Never felt like
I
that.
agree.
Then they had the open day, then they play Bama.
Bro, the Bama game.
You know what I remember the most about the Bama game?
With the 90 seconds before half.
Here comes 60, right up your donkey. That's what I'll remember about that forever. Bro, I was so lit. Do you remember fucking halftime of that? We're doing this, the Whiskey and Wine
Well,
halftime.
I don't think I could get in.
Oh, Whiskey and Wine. Oh, yeah. Oh, I was doing it. I was doing it. And I was so, that was,
You were red-faced.
dude, that was 8 years of
It
pent-up
was,
frustration.
dude. It's still, the 90 seconds
Bro, that was
before
like
half is LSU football porn.
Oh.
You could play that on
Raw
a
dogging it, bro.
loop. I mean,
Unbelievable.
holy cow,
Unbelievable.
bro. I mean, the Clyde
When he gets Clyde
Edwards-Helaire
on the back shoulder,
over the
oh
top.
my God.
But even the Clyde over the top spikes the ball.
Spikes it.
There's two officials.
the refs
two.
don't
I mean,
care.
one of them's looking right at him, and he
Clyde
spikes the
spikes
ball,
the
and he's
fucking
just kind of
football.
and you can tell
He
the officials.
jumps and spikes
you
the
can tell
ball.
the officials kind of thinking,
Did he just fucking
they're
spike
kicking
the
the
ball?
shit out of Alabama in Tuscaloosa.
In Bryant-Dennehy Stadium.
One play later, after they kick it off back to him, Tua throws it in the middle of the field. Queen peeks, turns into the tailback he was at Livonia. For a split second, I thought he was going to break it.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to break it.
Close.
And then and then that cat hits Kerry Vincent.
Yeah.
Dirty.
Yeah.
Give me 15
Dirty
more.
bitch.
Should have been chunked.
Dirty
and then they
bitch.
throw the scissors route,
Boom.
which Sean Payton says is one of the is one of the toughest plays to run.
Beautiful.
And I mean, Clyde is standing by himself. Cut. Scone.
Back shoulder.
What if they score on that first drive of the third quarter?
Yeah.
Like they win the game and it was great and it was awesome and Alabama never had a chance to take the lead in the game. LSU always kept extending it. But what if they scored? I mean,
know.
they fucking blow them out.
The play of the game that was, you put it aptly, but the play of the game was the third and
The shoestring catch.
7 when Clyde
Oof.
takes it off his shoestring, or it's third and 9, he gets 11, third and 10 and he gets 11. You know, not only did he pick the ball off his shoestring, but he makes a guy miss and runs over another guy, and that kept the drive alive, man. Otherwise, you're giving the ball back to Bama with a chance to take the lead.
What about the play call? What about the play call in the fourth quarter where he fakes the quarterback option, steps back, and hits Chase in the middle of the field, dude?
Well, it's because they burned him on
they burned him on the quarterback draw twice before.
Yeah.
It was
Ole Miss,
Ole Miss defense.
John Rice Plumlee.
Defense. What the fuck?
No, you know what I remember about that? LSU was up by a fucking million, and when they come out in the second half, the stadium's empty, it's cold, and it's like, let's just get on the bus and get the fuck out of here. And then John Rice Plumlee breaks 2 long runs in 3 plays, and you're like, oh, we really have to play out this string, and they did. And LSU could have scored 1 million, but it's what it is. Don't care.
Yeah, and really and truly, that kind of got him right. Like it
No doubt.
Like it kind of.
Because you know what happened the next week?
Yes.
Is the pollsters moved LSU
they moved
down
them to 2.
behind Ohio State,
Right.
and the defense went, we're the
the
reason.
defense was kind of like,
They're like,
oh,
we're the
shit,
reason.
everybody-
We're the reason.
Yeah, we got no respect because of us.
Yep.
And they come out and bludgeon Arkansas 56-20.
I don't remember anything about that.
I don't
game.
either. I don't remember anything about that
Is
game.
that a day game?
No, it was a night game. I don't
Against
remember
Arkansas?
Anything about that game. It was a 6 o'clock kickoff. SEC Network. 56-20.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire ran for 188.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. I don't remember.
Wow.
Burrow threw for 320. Chase had 144. I don't remember a damn thing about that game. You know what? I don't remember anything about any Arkansas games until day back to like 2014, except Darius Geis running for like 270 against them. I don't remember anything about Arkansas games. You have to go back to 2014 when Arkansas beat them. You know, their Bielema was
Casey
win.
Dick.
You fucking idiot. That was 2008. A&M.
A&M, bro. I mean, the Burrow.
You know what A&M was?
Burrow senior
You remember?
night.
You remember Wolf? You seen Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah.
All right. You know Wolf of Wall Street. Whenever when when old boy is on the phone. You know what I mean? He's on the phone with the guy and he's going like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? That scene where he's on the phone trying to convince the guy, and it's here, it comes. You don't even know what's coming.
Right.
Like, you don't even know what's happening to you right now, but, like, you're getting fucked right now. Like, that's what that game was. A&M walked into the stadium completely unaware of what was about to happen to them. And what happened to them was the Wolf of Wall Street scene. I mean, it was.
Bro,
I mean,
it was skull dragging.
They scored 50. I wanted them to score 50 more.
And they wanted to.
I wanted them to score
They
50
wanted
more.
to.
Yeah.
They wanted to. They couldn't beat them bad enough.
I remember there was an A&M reporter on Twitter. It was a female, A&M reporter. And it was something. It was some sarcastic bullshit about, A&M scoring 74 less or whatever. And at halftime, I replied. I was like, it was an older tweet. I was like, hey, LSU's on pace for 84. Is that enough? Something like that.
Right.
Would that be enough?
I mean,
it was like, and then crickets. They had nothing. It was like, we'll hit the reset next year. We'll see what happens. But this one's coming right up your donkey, bitch. It's happening.
You know what? One thing I do remember about the Arkansas game was the post game with Burrow when he was asked about next week against A&M when he takes the swig of the water.
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
he's like,
And that's the gift.
We're ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're ready.
Georgia SEC championship. We talked about that already. All right, we talked about the post. Let's talk to some of these people, man. They're leaving their comments. Christopher McGinnis Stingley Jr. had his football helmet first spring practice.
Huh?
Oh, yeah, no. Stephen Miller, Russ, Austin Nichols. Speaking of scones, shaved head looks over there. Brian Penton, what's up, man? Like I said, you look like Johnny Damon. LOL, go Red Sox. You think I look like Johnny
A
Damon?
little bit.
You really think
You
so?
say that, man. No, you say that, bro. You got any Indian blood in you?
Darren Pellegrin.
Indian blood?
Nah. Promo video was awesome. Craig Schilling, how many fake accounts can I create? Cannonball. I'll do it. I'm telling you. Joe Rod, how many subs are we at? Hit the subscribe button. I'm jumping in the pool if we hit 1,500. All right, fine. If we hit 1,000, fine. Fuck it. If we hit 1,000. If we hit, hang on. Let me drink a nut. If we hit 1,000, I'll jump in the pool.
Okay, come on.
We're slacking, bro. Hey, Joe
Come
Rod,
on.
how you like that McKenna, bro? You like it? Daryl Dunn, greatest ever. Ben Clark, we need to appreciate what LSU football did this year. I think we're doing that,
Got
bro.
to, Don't ever forget it.
Johnny Lombardi, LSU brand explosion this year cannot be understated. You know what, too? Did you see LSU tweeted this week they're up for some, national award for, social media award, and it's the NFL, Major League Baseball, some other, and then LSU football.
Damn.
It's crazy, yeah. Leonard Hood just got in, had homework to do, so I'll have to go back and watch the whole thing. But, man, it's great to see y'all at it again. Go Tigers, stay safe, healthy from this mess. Indeed. Yes. Bo Brown, does Brennan break any records for quarterback with 2 years of this system?
Probably. I mean, I think that he has one. He's got some performances in this system that'll be standout. But Miles Brennan will never be Joe Burrow. It'll be unfair to compare him to Joe Burrow. And I think the most important thing is that he knows that he's not going to be that. But like I said a couple of weeks back, I said this on your show during a practice report, and then on OTB reiterating the same thing. Finally, LSU has set themselves up with a lineage of seasons to set up a quarterback in time and ready to play.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 4 years since he's been on campus, and now he'll take a meaningful snap. I mean,
we just watched the
fourth.
fourth down from Burrow.
That's great. You can
With
see
no
Booger when he
timeouts.
makes that second move. Booger's like, get out of bounds. But I think Miles Brennan's going to be
This
great.
is Thad Moss wide open.
Standing by himself. I think Brennan's going to be great. I think Brennan's going to be great. First off, he's got great weapons around him.
Are you on this camera now?
Yeah.
All right.
He's got great weapons around him, and
the video quality's a little lower. Huh? All right. Corey Perino. Will should have a statue next to Joe's.
Will Stout.
Will Stout. How cool is that kid?
Oh, bro, he's the best.
Hanging
He's
out
got
with
the guy.
So I know. Oh, no.
Yeah.
So I was hanging. So after LSU wins the Natty, press conference. Joe smoking a cigar. I'm sitting in the front row of the press conference, right? So, here's the weird thing. I'm walking through the bowels of the fucking dome to try to find where the press conference
Yes.
is. Finally, I follow a crowd, find it, and I'm about to walk in. Well, Dabo's is at the dais, so I'm like, oh, I'm not going to go because in the middle of it. It's a big room. There's a door. It opens it. Well, Dabo finishes. As soon as he walks off, I open the door. I go in. I'm like, it smells like smoke in here, like cigarette smoke. No, I'm thinking to myself, you can't smoke in the dome. Like, what's it was literally one of my first things. I was like, God damn, because you just don't walk into places anymore where 20 years ago, anywhere with carpet, you walk in, it smells like smoke.
Cigarettes on airplanes, bro.
for sure. Fucking smoking on an airplane. Imagine that.
In the hospital.
You go back and watch like old movies with dudes smoking on airplanes. It's like
unbelievable.
Yeah, we let that happen.
Like
Anyway,
carpet seats.
right? Anyway, but I walk in, and then I go sit in the front row, sit next to Cobble, and we can see. It's like, so there's the dais, there's the podium, and then you can see behind the curtain a little bit, so we can see like Bonnet standing right there, the LSU people about to come out, and Cobble shows me a picture. He goes, look, and he caught a glimpse of Burrow with the cigar from the side. I'm like, motherfucker smoking a cigar
with the big Dick Joe hat on his
lap.
lap.
I know.
I mean, like, it don't get any more gangster than what Joe Burrow did in the post-game press conference of the national championship game. I mean, like, he just straight up had the big Dick Joe hat sitting over the BD, sitting there puffing on a stogie, full uniform,
bro.
Heisman Trophy in the back pocket, just collected the natty. I mean,
amazing. I mean, the moment itself was incredible. But anyway, after we leave, that's what I was saying. After we leave the dome, I walk back to my hotel, drop my bags. I'm like, do I want to just go to bed or want to go experience this? I'm like, I'm gonna go out.
You did?
So I walk over to I got in a hotel right by the dome, but I'm like, let me go walk over to the media hotel to see the Sheraton, the Marriott's, and the Sheraton was dead. And right across the street is the Marriott, which was the LSU hotel. I pop in there. I was with Taylor Calandro from Calandro's. It was me, Taylor, and Taylor's wife. And we walk, and the Marriott was on fire. All at the LSU team hotel. And everybody, all the whole ESPN's in there. Gary V's in there.
Nice.
I mean, everybody is in the Marriott. And so two people come up and introduce themselves. It's Will Stout's. You know what? It was Will Stout's mom, and his mom is married to
he's an ancient athlete.
Who?
Will's dad.
But no, not Will's dad. Shit. God damn it, hang on. This keeps going out. Hey, pick me up here. I'll do this.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about the post game of the national championship, and obviously we revisited all the games, and we're talking about the legacy of Burrow. And Scone's going to give you a story about that. I know some people were asking for a little bit of 2020, and we only had a limited time to see them. I think it was 3 practices, might have been 2 practices for spring. And I mean, one thing that jumps out obviously is that all the guys that you have to replace. Burrow is the most obvious. But there's no Rashard Lawrence, there's no Grant Delpit, there's no Caleb On.
Dabo at the halftime interview said, it's going to be a battle in the second half. We got 2 great teams. No, you don't, Cat.
Dabo, bro. Dabo. I get it though, man. Like I don't think people knew how good LSU was until they played them. I think even teams like Clemson saw them on film and thought, you know what, there might be some things that we can do, but then you get in the game against them and you think, this cat's just not going to let them lose.
Yeah.
Burrow's not going to allow that to win. I mean, he's not going to allow them to lose the game. So, look, it was 28-17 at half. It was 10 minutes of game time ago, LSU was down by 10. You know, I mean, that's where he got hit in the ribs, though, man. He definitely got hit that.
I didn't realize he had gotten hurt. I didn't realize it that he was hurt. Do you want to move this plant, Gerard? We got a plant in the middle of our shot.
Hey.
Huh? What's that? Why are you on that plant shot? Well, I see it now. But why were you on a plant shot?
You know what else is awesome? You know what else is awesome was the White House visit. I mean, like for teams that don't do that now. I mean, it's kind of almost become like cachet to not go, to accept that bid, to extend that invitation.
Yeah.
For LSU to go and to dominate the day that they did, even to people that can't stand Trump, I heard compliments to the way that he kind of like softened up, the way he talked to Jamar Chase, he talked to Jefferson. I mean, take the politics out of it. Just that day, how cool that is to go to the White House, be featured, be presented. It was, I thought LSU in a season where they owned every moment. They owned every moment that they were offered. Again, even after the season, they dominated. I mean, like the Get the Gat video.
Bro, maybe the biggest rant I've ever done was celebrating Get the Gat. I mean, it was, and I'll tell you something about the Get the Gat video. So my whole rant about that, my celebration of that was I thought it was in the Oval Office. That's what I did. And because Trump had said, if you remember, we don't do this, but we're gonna take you to the Oval Office, right?
And took a picture with every player.
With every player, and staff and everything, and so I text like 3 or 4 different people on the LSU trip, because the only Get the Gat thing we saw initially was like the 15-second TikTok with Jimmy Bordelon and that goes nuts, and I'm like, hey,
crushed it.
Oh dude,
She crushed it.
Oh my god! For a minute, she was the biggest star in the world. I mean, for a minute. Anyway, but dude,
how many texts did you get?
Who is that? Yeah. Oh, no. Who's? Hey, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Right.
She's married to the guy who runs Bollinger. It's over. Don't worry about it, Kat. Anyway, so the only thing we had was just the 15 seconds. So we didn't know what room it was in. So I did my whole rant thing. It was the Oval Office, but who gives a shit that it wasn't? It was the Blue Room, but who cares? It's still phenomenal, man. It was awesome. I loved it, dude. All right, let's see. Tim Edwards, photo of Burrow reading the Cannon family letter. Hat tip to the media.
Coolest thing I did all year from an assignment standpoint was the Heisman Trophy trip.
Well, yeah.
The New York trip was incredible. Just to see that up close and have LSU on center stage. I remember the day of the Heisman, the Saturday morning, woke up, went to Times Square. There was nobody in Times Square, and the LSU images bouncing off of Times Square with the Burrow, the LSU campaign, knowing that day was going to be so great. And then, again, another moment, Stone. I mean, that Heisman Trophy speech.
Yeah.
I mean, that was, the moment that Burrow had with Ogeron. I mean, forget how endearing and personal that was. How good was that for recruiting?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it was just it was magical, man. It was a magical season.
Jordan Faircloth's watching. Good stuff, fellas. Go Tigers. Brandon Atchison, what's up? Thought y'all were going to do a rundown from music. We did that. Let's see. Trivia, what's up? Stephen Miller. The ADD is real with these two. They're everywhere. Stephen Miller. Chris Bergstaller, what's up? Got in late. What y'all drinking? So, Chris, I started with 4 Roses small batch limited edition 2017. One of the favorite things in my collection. I rarely touch it, but we're celebrating the Natty, doing a whiskey and wine. And after that, I went with the Calandro's barrel pick, the Natty Babe. So, because obviously we're talking about the Natty Babe. Matthew Rogelio, what's up?
I got the Stag from our guy Joe Juba and the crew. Shout out to Joey Juba and the guys over there in Dallas.
Brandon said the drinks have kicked in and the topics have changed. Hey, you know what? If you're not drinking, fuck you then. You should be with us. Nathan Ducote, Darren Pellegrin, David Hawes. My parents' first day was LSU Ole Miss 58. They watched the Cannon run.
Wow.
That sounds like a great story. I bet they're bullshit. I bet they're bullshitting their kids. I mean, was it really their first date, or were they dating? I mean, I don't doubt that they were dating.
First time I ever saw your mother.
Was Bill? Yeah.
The ball was in the air. Cannon scooped it. I saw your mom.
And we kissed. Our first kiss was as he crossed the goal line. It sounds kind of like bullshit.
Just happened that way.
Nah, David, I'm just saying. No. But I'll tell you this: my parents' first date was the night Maravich scored 63 in the Superdome.
Wow.
I think against Atlanta, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't remember who they were playing, honestly. But my dad, it's fun. That was my parents' first date, was that game. And my dad drove an old, like, one of those big vans, like with no the panels on the side. You know what I mean? Like the molester vans. And he said, and the van, they go back to the car. This van got broke into in the parking lot. That's funny shit. Let's see. Darren Pellegrin, Staten Dubois, 1,000 shirt on 1250. No, okay. We get to 1,000 subscribers. I jump in the pool with a shirt. 1250. I jump in the pool with no shirt. I'm in. I mean, shit. I do no shirt either way. I give a shit.
At this point.
Either way, I don't care.
722?
I mean, I posed.
You good, bro? It ain't happening.
We still not there yet?
I hate it.
I hate it. We're 2 hours in.
Hey, if you're watching, dude, we're hanging solid at 244 watching. I love it. Hey, if you're watching, please hit the subscribe button. Tell all your, wake people up and tell them to hit the subscribe button. You going to pee in the grass? You can go in the house if you want. Or go in the grass. You can go in the grass. Just go on the side of the trampoline. You good. Mega Williams, horns down. Blake Canfield, what's up? Do any of the recent Bama teams even come close to 2019 LSU? No. I'll tell you why. And this is easy, Blake. Because none of them had Burrow at quarterback. No matter what you want to talk about with draft picks or talent, none of them had a transcendent quarterback. That's the difference. And you can look at the one that won the championship with Tua as a freshman. Jalen started the game. Tua played the second half, but none of them had a transcendent quarterback. So, no, it's not even close. Jack Davis, a terrible host, got the cameraman on a stool. Hey, look, I got chairs. I got a couch over there. I got chairs. Joe Rod's the one who's, it's an ottoman, but
Everything's fine.
we've been very hospitable. Yeah, Joe. My wife brought brownies. Offered Joe Rod. I got him drinking good whiskey. Got him drinking McKenna, 10 years.
Squatting behind bars and
You good?
hotels.
Do you want that? Dude, pull that couch over. All right.
Oh yeah, man.
Huh?
Been calm the whole life.
Let's see. Texas game was best away game I ever attended. I'm sad I missed it, man. Tim Edwards had the Texas band on the upper deck in 20. You're right about that, Tim. I'll tell you this much. I have been told by LSU administrators that they will extend the same courtesies to Texas that Texas extended to LSU, which means every one of y'all fuckers is getting in the upper deck. I had people. The Texas ticket this year was such a tough ticket because LSU's allotment was so small and they were all in the upper deck. There were top 50 Taft owners. Listen to me. Top 50 Taft owners that got 4 tickets in the upper deck. That was it. So anybody, people call me, hey, can you give me No, I can't. I got nothing. Got zero. Dax Jeter, the game I keep watching on the DVR in soft quarantine in Nashville. My wife has it. It was the Bama game. So cathartic, no doubt. It was awesome. Dub V 2011 was the best true road game for me. What a feeling leaving that stadium. 2011 West Virginia was awesome. I watched that game, 2011 West Virginia, at the Pluckers on Bluebonnet. Steve Levy.
Oh, that was a great game.
He had yet to open, but
Tyrann Mathieu.
he invited family and friends, and they opened up the bar to family and friends. They had the game on every TV in there. There was probably 50 people in the whole place. They were not open to the public yet, and that's where I watched that game. It was awesome. Lee Contreras, good to see the ladies in here. Or maybe that's not. We said I'll pray for your family, brother. Maybe that's a dude on Lee Contreras' account. Probably what's happening. They said we need more volume out of Jordy. You might need to talk louder. That mic should be picking you up. It's closer to you than it is to me.
He was leaning back earlier.
Okay.
I'm just talking louder too. Garrett Broussard, I want Texas players and band to walk from Port Allen to the
Scone.
stadium.
What happens if they play the first 2 weeks of the season with no fans next year?
That ain't happening.
You don't think?
I'm gonna tell you something, bro. We haven't talked and we haven't talked about coronavirus, and hopefully this has been
Yeah, I
a
don't
good
want
hour.
to.
It's been a good hour and a half for everybody to just
get
chill and
away
not
from
think
it.
about all the bullshit going on. Here's the bottom line, man. I'm gonna tell you this straight up. All right, I don't care. This isn't political. Whatever. Our economy cannot stop.
any longer. You cannot stop the economy. The only thing that works if you stop your economy is if we all want to go back to fucking caveman days where you plant your own shit and you fucking hunt your own food. That's it. Otherwise, you have to have an economy to make everything work. And everybody, like, businesses are shutting down.
I know.
And it's bullshit, man. I am so sympathetic to people that have contracted this virus, the people that are at risk. Don't misunderstand. Like, I have a special needs child who has heart and lung issues. I get it. The people that are at risk need to quarantine and understand that healthy people that get this are probably going to be okay. Sean Payton, fucking doesn't have symptoms. He's a 56-year-old man smiling and shit in his apartment or his condo. Cool. Like, and I know, and tragically, I know a 39-year-old woman in New Orleans died. Do you realize that this year in the United States of America, 2,800 people between the ages of 18 and 49 died of the flu? And I know this isn't the flu. Don't misunderstand me, all right? But my point is, we have 22,000 people in America died this year from influenza. But influenza's been around for 100 years, and so we don't think about it.
Yeah.
Thousands of people die every year on our roads. We don't stop driving because it's an essential part of life. We can't stop our economy. You can't do it. You can't shut businesses down for a month, 2 months. Like, because what's going to happen is then when people stop making money, then desperation sets in. And when people are desperate, then crime escalates.
Yeah.
And, like, it's a cycle.
I mean,
it's got, like, so to your point about your question, like, are we going to have fans in the stands? Fuck yeah, we are. Like, because it just can't go on for a month, 2 months, 3. It can't. It cannot, because our nation will crumble. Like, our economy will crumble. So that's my take on it. I'm done.
No,
I'm done with coronavirus. Fuck you, coronavirus.
God, dog.
Fuck you, coronavirus.
Fuck you, 2020. I mean,
Hey, bro.
Everything
Watch
from
LSU beat the shit out of Clemson, win the Natty at 20.
and that was the last thing good that happened. After that, Kobe died, and since then, it's been shit. I mean, Kenny Rogers died today, bro. You got to know when to hold him, know when to fold him.
It's a Buddy Sanji classic.
Know
right there,
when
bro.
to fold him.
You know how many times when
Know
when
when
Les
to
Miles
walk away.
when Les Miles was the coach?
Know when to
The
You wanted that bump music
the Bud
coming?
man. Hey, man.
You never count
Your money.
When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough to count when the dealing's done. Old Kenny, 81 years old. 81. Yeah. Fucking 2020 though, man. I'm telling you, bro. It's been a motherfucker. Son of a bitch. What you got over there, big dog? Nick Diaz, talk about LSU basketball.
I walked over there and to fill this up, and I heard Kirk Herbstreit say, "That's the disaster when you get Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson in one-on-one." He called it a disaster.
Wait till they get Marshall and Chase this year on one-on-one.
So you asked me about that earlier. You know what? Before we get to that,
Ooh! Ooh!
that might have been Joe's worst throw of the
Yeah,
year.
it could have been.
Because that's a pick six.
It was a pick six.
And look at the score of the game at that point. Yeah. It's 28. If that pick six
Is
happens,
that third quarter or fourth quarter?
That's third quarter. But because remember, LSU gets the ball, and you're thinking LSU scores. It's all, well, they get stopped. Clemson scores. It's 28-25. And this is pick six, by the way.
It is a pick
this
six.
is pick six.
Yeah, it is.
And then Clemson takes a lead. Now you got a little bit different game. But Clemson sucks dick, so whatever. Didn't happen. Natty.
What were we talking about?
The gambler.
Yeah, I mean, dude,
The
bro.
Bud man.
The Bud man.
Legend, bro.
You got to know.
Buddy Sanji was awesome to me, man.
He was awesome to me.
I mean,
He was awesome to me. I mean,
so many
dude,
times
shout
that
out to
guy-
the generation of sports radio guys above us. How I mean, Jimmy Ott gave me my start.
Yeah.
Richard Condon was great for you.
Yeah.
We both worked on Buddy's show.
Yeah, everybody
I mean,
worked the Buddy show.
Yeah,
He
everybody
was around
worked
so
on
long.
Buddy's show. Yeah.
But Buddy would every now and again just kick me a 20. As a kid,
Yeah.
not making any money,
Yep.
just hey man, thanks for this. Just kick me a 20. Kick me a 20.
Jimmy Ott used to take me to Super Bowl parties.
Come to this remote. Come eat for free. Whatever.
Put you on the air.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
You know,
For sure.
Like,
For sure.
could you imagine? Putting
put
What?
a 21-year-old with no experience on the air?
Well, when,
Asking him for.
well,
Yeah, but like giving him a responsibility, like go give me an LSU football report, 21-year-old kid.
And figure it out.
You know, like I don't really know who you are, but I'm gonna call you at 3:30 today, and I need 9 minutes from you. Like, you know, like, yeah, all right, buddy, I appreciate it.
Has Moss been tested because he literally catches everything? Tested coronavirus, catches
I'm like, I'm contemplating. I'm
Have-
sitting
have-
here like, you know
have-
what, man? I mean, he get
have
past
another
the foot
sip,
injury,
bro.
he might be all right.
I'm clearly not drunk enough because I got that. And I'm 3 whiskeys in. Tim Edwards, track one after Stingley, and he finally got stung. Trask, Mullen. Oh, we're on that.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me just scroll to the bottom of our comments here. Whoop. Shit. Corey Thibodeau, talk about the HBO documentary coming out with Will Wade. All right, go ahead. I got my thoughts. Go ahead.
Yeah, here's the only thing that I'm concerned with it on is that it's the same thing that you read a year ago. You'll hear it, and I just hope it doesn't have the Ray Rice effect, where when everybody was talking about what happened in the elevator didn't cause any consequence for Rice, but once you saw it, it was egregious enough that you had to act. I still believe that Wade is in a good enough spot because of the recruiting class that he's got coming in, and by just kind of by what he's done. But I think that I'm not saying that this could be nothing for LSU. I don't think that Scott Woodward and his crew are going to look at this like this is something that we're going to overlook. I don't know if they think that this is bad enough that they can make a move, but in my opinion, it's the same thing that you read. You're just going to hear it. You know, it's nothing different. It's nothing. You're not going to learn anything.
By the way, it's not an opinion. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
That's
okay.
a fact.
So the facts is that everything that you read, you're just going to hear.
People like the comical thing is your boy Pat Forty has a hard on to try to nail Will Wade.
Yep.
Do I think Will Wade, in some respect, cheated? Use whatever term you want. Did players get benefits? Do I think? Yeah, I think so. And I think there's been cheating in college sports, and I also don't give a shit, by the way.
I mean, come on, man. It's just everybody's doing it. I hate that. I hate that. But I mean,
I don't.
Shit.
I don't hate that. I don't hate it at all. I wish they let him get what you can, bro. Might need some of them logs, bro. If you got.
I got some.
I got one more.
I got some in the back of my truck.
But I got one more log. All right, so I'll do my my Will Wade take here. I'm gonna eat this after Jordy, so if he has coronavirus, I'm gonna get it too. And you know what? I'll be just fine. Like 98% of the population, 99.2% of the population will be just fine. But let's shut down the economy. Fucking stupid. Will Wade. Oh.
I will say this.
Here's the one unknown about Wade, the Wade situation. The one unknown. Oh, shit, dude.
Bro, we got wood, bro.
Oh, my God.
We got wood.
You brought in whole fucking trees in here, man. That's good. That's plenty right now. That's just going to burn. Oh. Bro, that's going to burn till midnight. What's 11 o'clock? You should probably will burn midnight. Here's my thing about Wade. With the one unknown is Woodward.
Yep. Yeah.
What does Woodward
I agree.
know, do, value, don't know.
I agree.
By the way, how about Joe Oliva telling Scott Rabelais, Will Wade's my biggest mistake, hurt a lot. Man, fuck you,
Joe,
man.
Joe, everybody forgot about you, man. I know that you want to come around and you want to kind
that
of
guy.
grab a little bit of the spotlight because you think you were the guy that brought Ogeron in, but everybody knows how you got to Ogeron. You're the guy that brought him in, but that was as big of a chicken shit piece.
First of all,
That was such. Ugh.
First of
But
all-
you know what? That is Joe Oliva.
bad public relations,
Dude, no
has no idea of self-awareness, has a horrible understanding on timing. He just, he thought that calling Rabelais in that time period, in between that game and the national championship game, to say that stuff was really going to bring some type of, he felt good when he hung up the phone from that, thinking oh, I showed him, I told him.
Let me tell you this about Joe.
Fucking guy.
Here will be my go-to on Joe Oliva, all right? You had a football team that won the Fiesta Bowl, basketball team that won the SEC championship and went to the Sweet 16. Baseball and softball both went to Super Regionals. Gymnastics was the national runner-up, and they couldn't wait to get your fucking ass out of town.
Right.
How bad are you at your job?
Right.
And everybody knew it. That was...
Bro, the more embarrassing comment, I thought, than the Wade stuff was that he said that he tried to tell the board of supervisors at LSU that Jimbo Fisher was a bad hire
What a
in
piece of
2015.
shit. What a piece of shit.
That is... that's unreal. That's unreal.
I would even give the guy credit. I would even give the guy credit for trying to go get a championship.
I do.
I'm saying to and it was.
He did everything.
It was
he was
King Alexander.
Right.
It was actually
it
was a complete lack of leadership and connectivity and the fact that
King Alexander.
you went. Well, it was Edwards, but you went to.
It was in a transition.
No, it was Edwards, but it's you went to Fisher, via Sexton to try to get a deal done without a rubber stamp, without the hey, go do it.
Right.
And so you get the deal done, you go to your boss, you go, hey, I got this deal done, and they're like,
nobody asked you to do that.
We're not paying that.
Yeah.
It's
now you have to go out there, since you thought you want to do this.
Yeah.
You got to go tell everybody at this press conference that we want Les Miles as the coach since you fucked this up.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean? When he walked out there, dude, give me a break.
I said we were going to evaluate at the end of the season.
Get
the fuck you, man. Piece of shit.
Yeah.
The thing is that after the people who ask, and I don't blame fans for asking, does Joe Oliva deserve credit for Ed Ogeron? No, Joe Oliva doesn't. Do you realize that's when I play golf with my grandfather and I hit a good shot, he goes, hey, even a blind squirrel finds a nut. That's Joe Oliva in this instance. That's Joe Oliva who fired Les, who mucked up the whole thing. He
makes the comments about dealing with Les Miles, about how difficult he was to talk. Motherfucker, you're his boss that just paid him $50 million in guarantee. You're the one that did that. Bro. No accountability.
When Arkansas came snooping around and then they gave him the giant contract.
Exactly.
Fuck out of here.
Exactly, bro. Oliva got played by Jeff Long. He got played by Les Miles. That guy was.
He was awful.
He was, by all accounts, the worst athletic director in Division I college sports.
As evidenced
and it was unanimous. You would ask people, people would tell, elite, outside of Joe Oliva, that guy's bad. You know what I mean? Outside of Oliva, that guy's the worst.
Yeah.
Oliva, he was, the fact that he lasted 12 years in the job is incredible.
But it also speaks to the lack of leadership LSU had top down, which is why right now, to your point about Ogeron and setting the program up with recruiting, O's doing an awesome job. I think he has handled the staff perfectly. But Jay, Woodward coming in, I said it the day he was hired. It's the most influential hire LSU's made since they brought in Nick Saban, and the reason is because we all know this because everyone watching right now obviously is an LSU fan in some respect, but Ed Ogeron, LSU, Louisiana is politics is intertwined in everything.
Oh, bro.
Okay, and the fact that you have a governor who in the middle of this coronavirus shit is bringing the head coach to his press conference and sitting in his meetings the governor of the state, who, by the way...
He's behind him. He's behind him. O's right here. He's
bro.
He's over shoulder.
So you got the governor of the state,
grinning.
You got the governor of the state,
Dude, it's unbelievable.
who, by the way, is about to put Jay Darden in as the president of the university.
Right. Which has been done for like a year.
Yeah, it's been. I mean, fuck. It was. I mean,
The whole Woodward thing.
I mean, thank God for Richard Lipsy.
No.
Thank God for a rich man with a ton of clout to
Preach.
swing his dick and
Preach.
say,
Preach.
we deserve better.
Lipsy made it his...
Lipsy has made this whole
he
thing
made
happen.
it his... And he made
He
it...
made his life's fucking
He made it
mission.
his life's mission. To turn around the flagship
to
university.
get Oliva and King the fuck out.
Yep.
And they're going to get Darden in as president. You've got Woodward in as AD.
And look out.
Woodward put Verge in the role that Woodward was in under Emmerich, that conduit between athletics and academics.
Right.
And now you have all of this continuity from governor, the president, to AD, to coaches, and everything is going to work like seamlessly to get everybody what they need.
Well, you know, like, here's what I need.
Here's
Okay,
what I
you
need.
need this?
Done.
Done. And like we said 45 minutes ago, Ogeron has done such a great job of galvanizing the fan base and the influential fans who can cut a check and change resources overnight. That now, I mean, that's the difference between Saban, Jimbo Fisher at A&M, Arkansas with Sam Pittman, Kirby Smart at Georgia. If they need things done, they don't call anybody at the administration. They call one booster, two boosters, and say, guys, this is what I need done because I got to keep up with Saban. I got to keep up with Alabama. I got to keep up with what's going on. And they just say, all right, coach, I got you. Cut the check.
Thad Moss, bruh. That was Thad Moss's bust loose play, bruh. Let's go. Break that tackle, bitch. God.
Tap that pylon.
It's so fucking good,
So
bruh.
good, bro.
They beat this dude.
They and they upgraded the tight end this year.
So I haven't seen Eric Gilbert, but bruh.
Dude, that's what they look like.
Mm.
That's what they look like. That's what he looks like. Gronk. He looks like an NFL tight end yesterday, and he's standing in a sling on the sideline. He's not even practicing. You know
Let's
what I mean?
Let's go.
I'm telling you now. I mean, you got Chase, you got Marshall. I think Racy McMath will be the third. I think Trey Palmer's a great
Hey,
option.
so all right, no, real quick. So you think Racey's 3 ahead of Trey Palmer and
At
let's
this
say Coy Moore?
Jariah Jenkins, Coy Moore,
Is
Tayshaun
Jariah Jenkins
Bootinkins.
gonna play?
Yeah, he's kind of like the Stephon Sullivan in the group. You know what I mean?
Bro,
Like,
here's my thing, man. You hang around a place like LSU. I've said this a
this
million
is
times.
a good point. I know.
You
I know
hang around a
exactly
place
what
like
you're saying, and you're
LSU
not
for
playing
3
by your
years and
third
you ain't
year.
penetrated
Yeah.
yet. There's
Transfer.
3 classes behind you to come
Southeastern.
of studs ready to take
Yep.
your spot.
Yep.
I mean, you out.
Yep. And they're coming. LSU's got the best top 2 combination in football again with Marshall and Chase.
How about this one? Nathan Ducote, who's the LSU starting O-line next year?
Ooh, that's the biggest question. I think that they believe they found something with Joseph Evans at center. Ogeron loved him, but you know what, bro? Right now, today, they don't have a center, and their left tackle's not in school.
What happened to Chase and Hines, bro? As a freshman, he was on it, bro. Do you
No,
think
you know
Evans?
who else I have a concern about is Cardell.
Let's just real talk for a second, all right? And I'm not here to bag on any kid, but the reality is Cardell was a 5-star because he was playing 1A football as a 330-pound
exactly.
lineman, pushing around 150-pound defensive lineman. And when he went to elite camps, people were like, "Oh,"
Yeah.
and he dropped. And then he had the Nick Fitzgerald injury. He had
Yeah.
the break with this.
He came back fairly quick.
He did great on it, bro.
Yep.
And the kid has a great attitude. I
Yeah.
love that about him. I love it about him. But I'm not going to assume that he's going to be the starting left guard this year.
No, I'm with you.
I mean,
I'm with you 100%. I'm with you 100%.
and if Evans is the starting center, then I put Chase and Hines as my left guard.
Yep.
But if you made me pick day one, and by the way, even if Dare Rosenthal comes back as your left tackle,
bro.
Dare Rosenthal was a liability.
I agree.
That's
And he was a defensive lineman 2 years ago.
They start putting Adrian McGee at left tackle.
I know. Yes, the offensive line is the biggest concern
Problem.
on this team.
It's a problem.
So it's an issue.
Problem.
Ogeron always says
He knows it.
he wants his team to be the strongest up the middle. Up the middle right now, he's replacing his center, his quarterback, his middle linebacker, and one of his safeties. And his running back.
Yes.
So, you know, from the
Yes.
from the head coach's own thoughts,
the middle of his team has got to be the strongest.
Are you guys eating pot brownies? No.
Where are those brownies, bro?
They're done.
They're done?
My wife can't even spell marijuana. Erica made those brownies.
Well, let me take this with you.
Yeah, no, you good. Erica can't spell marijuana, let alone actually make pot brownies.
The teacher,
right,
the guidance counselor.
Trust me, all that was an opportunity for me to get fatter. Blake Canfield, y'all sit down for the Bourbon Trail before Kentucky away in 21. I'm in. Hey Blake, throw down the invite, brother. I'm in. Throw down the invite. Stephen Miller, fucking stupid, bro. If you talk, we got worms. I love it. Who's hanging out? We still got 225 watch. I love y'all, bro. I love y'all for watching. Hey man, if anybody right now watching, if you've not yet hit the subscribe button, please do it. I told y'all, man, we're at 730 right now. But shit, man, I thought we'd get higher than that, bro. If we get to 1,000, I'll jump in the pool, bro. Go tell your friends. 753. We're at 753, bro. I don't think we get into 1,000. I'm not jumping in the pool.
I'm about to take off in a minute.
Fuck you. Where you going? What you got to do? A little booty call is what that was. I know what it was. My boy got a booty call. All right. I ain't mad at you. It's an old married guy. I ain't mad at you, bro. Maybe I'll stay up here. You leave out. Me and Joe will stay here. I'll be like Garth in Wayne's World. He's like, we're having a good time. Not. Starting linebackers. Who you got?
I think that Damone Clark's the breakout player of next season. I also think that Marcel Brooks is a guy that steps up and plays, and I think that they're going to get the kid from North Dakota State, the kid that we had on the radio, the
linebacker,
the transfer linebacker that everybody wants.
We're too drunk to know his name right now.
Yep. Bo Pelini's doing a great job with him, but I think they get the kid from North Dakota State. I don't know if linebacker is as a big concern once fall gets here as it is today. Right now, it's a major concern. I think they do a nice job to fill that up, but I think Damone Clark.
And Christy Juba, Joe Juba's wife, Christy, said, "Thank you for talking sports in these trying times and making my hubby's night. He's drinking along with you both."
He better be, because we're drinking his shit. Jabril Cox. Thank you, Joel Cunningham.
He's not drunk enough. You're not drunk enough. You interviewed the guy and you can hear his name.
2 weeks ago, bro.
That's so stupid. Oh, so stupid.
They're going to get him.
Let's see. Christy Juba, get to 850 and jump in the pool. No! Oh, it said Joseph Mangus Bourbon. All right.
No.
Well, we're about to wrap it up, though, Christy.
Okay.
Jay's about to leave. I'll stay on for another hour. I got nothing to do.
Bro, how long have we been on?
We've been on for 2 hours.
I mean, that's a nice run.
It's a good run. Whatever. Get out of here. Let's see. Corey Thibodeau, here comes the Tua fumble. What you watching? We're watching.
You must be watching Alabama game.
We're watching the championship game. Charles Bowden with Woodward, no more. The stupid governor talking about ending LSU football. How about that?
Come on, bro.
How about that? Richard Lipsy, get the gat. Let's get Lipsy. Let's get Richard and Susan Lipsy to do a get the gat. Susan Lipsy's the biggest LSU baseball fan you'll ever see.
She's the biggest LSU fan.
Yeah, she's in. She's in. Anybody else? To be fair, the line was a big question last year. The difference, Bo Brown, is you had your whole line back. You returned everybody from a bad offensive line, and they all got better. Now you're replacing. You lose 4 of your top 6 guys. Yeah. That's the difference. Yeah. The only guys you have back are Deculus and Ingram. That's it. Everybody else is gone.
And they're not even thinking about putting Deculus at left. So I mean, you're breaking in a new left tackle. I know, but I mean, it's going to put up against the option of Dare Rosenthal.
No.
I hear you.
Give me potential. I know Deculus can't play over there. He's a giant human. He can be a road grader. He can be a pretty good right tackle. And I like him next to Ed Ingram on the right side. Okay, I can live with that. Give me someone who's got potential to be a left tackle. He ain't got potential to be. He's not a left tackle. It ain't the kid's fault. I'm not playing. But come on. How's Bo Pelini change going?
You can hear him. I think they kind of
they kind of wanted that.
Lenny, come on.
I think they kind of wanted a little personality change. Not that they needed somebody exactly like Ogeron, but I think he was ready for somebody to get in somebody's face.
Ogeron wanted to go 4-3, bro. Let's get real.
Yeah.
Ogeron,
That's where he was born.
Ogeron wants fast, athletic, attacking linemen.
Yep.
He
and
wants
outside backers.
He wants dudes. He wants a defensive line wreaking havoc, making plays, not eating up blocks to let linebackers run the field. That's fine. That's all that. It's just perspective. I mean, what do you want? Okay, you say tomato, I say tomato.
All right.
Miranda's a great coach.
Darren Pellegrin says 14 out of the 22 starters are gone. Let's do a quick roll call for 2020. All right, here we go. Starting center, I got Joseph Evans.
You're saying Evans for sure at center.
Who else?
Hines.
I think that he's got to have Hines at a guard. I don't think he believes he's got a guard.
Okay.
I think.
Can Evans snap the ball?
Yeah, I mean, the first couple of days of spring, I mean, he could. But I don't know that for sure. I'm going off of what I feel from Ogeron. It feels like he likes him. Joe Evans, Charles Turner is a guy to watch.
Like Ogeron tells you anything. I know Ogeron doesn't tell me shit.
Deculus, Dare Rosenthal, Brennan under center, Emery at tailback.
Emery?
Yeah, I think Emery's the starting guy. Slot, I got Racy. I got outsides. I got Terrace. I got Jamar. Defense, Shelvin is the nose. Apuaika, they can play
both
together.
of them.
They can play those fuckers together. If they
Shelvin, Ika as your three tackles.
Yes. Quinn Logan
As an end?
coming back. Yeah. Ali Gay is the guy to watch at end. JUCO transfer.
Yeah.
Number one JUCO guy can play. Ogeron loves Ray Thornton and Andre Anthony. I've seen enough of them. I don't believe in him. I don't believe in him, bro. I don't believe in him.
Hey, bro, when are they going to throw the ball to the tight end? Hey, bro, why don't they get the ball to Tommy Banks? It's the same bullshit when you're talking about those guys, bro. Come on.
Stingley.
God bless him. I've heard enough over 3 years.
Stingley. I don't think Elias Ricks is ready.
Elias Ricks looks like a toothpick.
Yeah, you got to get a lot bigger. Cardell Flott. Otherwise, your Nichols, Kerry Vincent. Your safeties are Jacoby Stevens and Mo Hampton.
Todd Harris.
Punt returner, I think, is going to be Trey Palmer this year.
Yeah.
I think they're going to make a
I'm
change
good with
there.
that.
Who am I missing?
I wasn't really listening.
Place kicker. They got a great place kicker. You got a great place kicker.
Poor Joe Rod. Oh, dude, how about Jamar Chase dropping that touchdown? How about that?
Oh, ooh. That was number 21 right there.
How about that, bro? Jamar dropping that TD, dropping that dime from Burrow in a 35-25 game.
I don't think so. Is Mo Hampton's injury going to be an issue in the fall? I don't think so. Is the LSU takeover tomorrow on the SEC network? It is? And they're not playing the Natty?
Are they not?
I don't think they are.
Do you think I'm paying attention to that?
I don't.
Come on, bro.
I don't.
Palmer at punt returner over Stingley?
Yep.
Why not Stevens at linebacker?
Jacoby?
Why would you put Stevens at linebacker?
That'd be the fucking best safety in the country, bro.
I think Jacoby Stevens, by the way, Jeremy Brinkmeyer, I think Jacoby Stevens in the NFL is a linebacker.
Do you?
He is.
He's so versatile. Man.
I'm going to tell you who he is.
He's so versatile.
He is Corey Thompson.
Yeah.
And Corey Thompson moved to linebacker with the Bills. He made the team.
Yeah.
He is a linebacker in the NFL, 100%. He is not an NFL safety. But on this team,
that's fucking versatile, man.
Versatile guy.
God, dog.
I think this team could have 3 safety look with Harris, Hampton, and Stevens on the field.
I do think that they will start recruiting natural frees and natural strongs rather than recruiting these guys that are kind of hybrids.
Yeah.
They can play kind of either free or strong.
Let's roll. For sure. The Natty's the last thing on tomorrow night.
Okay.
That's good.
All right.
Have you noticed the pool changing color?
Yeah. I love
just-
it. Your lighting's great, bro.
I just noticed. I just looked down. I was like, it went from green to blue.
I'm wondering are you in radio at this house?
Yeah.
You're in radio.
Yeah.
Okay, we're in the same profession. I just wanted to make sure.
Did really good on my first house.
You did great.
I planned very accordingly, and we did great. Sold that house and put all that money down on this house, and kept our mortgage payment basically the same.
Damn.
Yeah, did awesome.
It's a beautiful home.
That was foresight.
Beautiful home.
Foresight. Thank you. All this, though, is shout out to my brother-in-law, Jeff Delafano, who runs Ascension Fence and Deck.
Nice.
They did the whole, like, when we bought this, it did not, there was no fire pit. It did not look
Really?
like this was the guy who owned this house before. No, it was pavers. It looked like shit. It did. I think the guy did it himself. God bless him. I'm sure he was a nice guy. But Jeff and his guy came in. They built the fire pit. They redid the whole the coolcrete. They replastered the pool, built that brick wall right there, did the lights, made the whole thing look awesome. Yeah, they did awesome.
Right. It's incredible back here.
They did awesome. No, like, we spent so much time here, bro. We never.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave.
I mean, especially
We've
with
been
Drew.
quarantining for fucking 10 years.
Well, it's especially with Drew. It's just hard to go a lot of places. So we spend a lot of time here. So we've invested a lot in our home.
Ruben Del Rey asked Marcel Brooks in the secondary linebacker, core, defensive pro. I think he's going to be an outside backer. He's also going to change his number to number 0.
No, shut the fuck up. Are you serious?
College football just.
Well, how do you know that?
Because they just it was nobody's wearing 9.
How do you know that?
Because I mean, trust me.
You talked to Ed Ogeron?
No. I talked to equipment guys.
I mean, he doesn't take my phone call, bro.
But ain't nobody ever wearing 9 again, bro. Ain't nobody ever wearing 9 again. Marcel,
that's so good, bro.
Give me that.
No, for real.
Give me that 9 back.
For real.
Give me that 9
but
back.
we got to talk about this before you got to go. All right, I don't want you to go, but I know you got to go. Like, I'll seriously sit out here till the sun comes up.
I know you would.
I got 2 bottles of amazing booze.
Joe's ready.
I got a whole. You ready, Joe Rod? You got to go home?
No, he's saying.
Get another
I'm
cigar.
saying he's ready to go. He's ready to sit down.
Brother, get another cigar. I got my humidor over there. Fuck, man. Help yourself. You're at my house. Go into my office and get whatever bottle of whatever you want. Bro, when people come to my house, you're going to enjoy yourself. You drink whatever you want. You'll smoke whatever. Well, you can't smoke whatever you want. Nah, you know what I mean. Cigars, whiskey, whatever. At a full bar, whatever you want.
That's why he pees outside, huh?
Hey. Wild and crazy guys. What were we talking about?
Marcel Brooks, number 0?
No, 9.
Okay. Nobody's gonna win number.
All right, hang on.
Yeah.
All right. Who's that?
Oh, shit.
Lenny, what's up, man? Come on.
Who's that?
That's my neighbor, Lenny. He was watching.
I think he told us to shut up.
No. I think he's coming in the gate. He can't figure out how to get in the gate. Same as you. Hey, push the button down.
Push down and pull up,
Then pull
Lenny.
up, then push. Joseph's going to help you. All right, for real. Real talk.
Yeah.
They need to retire 9 now.
Yes, today. Oh, like they should have done that at the spring games.
Like,
you know what I mean? Like
there's a 5-year waiting period that needs to be gone.
yeah, dude. I mean, he's the best
5-year
LSU football player ever.
It needs to be gone.
What up, Lenny?
Five-year waiting period needs to be gone. And 72 also needs to be retired.
Yeah,
For sure.
What about 3?
Hey, bro, I got cigars over there if you want one in the humidor. Pop open the humidor and grab one.
What's up, Lenny?
Lenny, Jordy.
Jordy,
Joseph.
Culotta, nice to meet you, man.
Nah, bro, he ain't coming on the show. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out. Are you kidding me? But go get a cigar, man, if you want. Look, pop open the humidor right there.
Grab a beer.
They need to retire 9.
About 3.
Huh?
About 3.
Yeah. So, all right. So I've done this rant a long time, but Jay, let's be real. There's just a lot of people that didn't. Just some people don't give a fuck what we say. 3.
Seriously?
3. Kevin Falk. 70 doors. I've looked in this. There is a mandatory 5-year waiting period to have a jersey retired.
Uh-huh.
So Dorsey finished in 7, which means 12. His thing would have expired. Why in the 2013 season Glenn Dorsey 72 wasn't retired is beyond me. He is your defensive Joe Burrow. And now he's going to the College Football Hall of Fame. The fact that his 72 isn't honored is absurd.
Yeah.
72 and 9 need to be done yesterday.
Yeah. 9.
But this is
72,
also
yeah.
look, as great as Burrow is, and I'm never going to deny that the most amazing thing we've ever seen. Don't forget about 72, bro.
I agree.
Are you kidding me?
I know.
Like, are we forgetting what's 07 was like?
will not.
We can't forget what 07 was.
We'll not get lost in the
We
moment.
can't get fucking lost with what 07 was.
I know.
07 was Dorsey coming back for his senior year, the triple overtimes. Fuck, man. Flynn to Bird, all the great endings. You know, the SEC championship with Perilou playing, getting in the natty, beating the fuck out of Ohio State.
Ricky Jean.
God damn, we can't forget about it, man.
I know. You're right.
You can't forget about your past because your present is awesome. You know, they're not mutually exclusive. Right?
Yeah,
right,
you're
Lenny?
right. You're right. You're right. Come here, I
Shoot
love
cigar,
you.
bro.
Come here, I love you. I love you. I'm leaving.
All right. I think we're done.
I love you.
I love you too. I love you too. I love you too. And we didn't get. I'm not jumping in the
It's a
pool.
great year.
We're at 7:53.
It's a great year.
We did not get to 1,000.
2019.
I'm not jumping in the pool. All right. Whiskey and wine. Hey, when should we do this next?
As soon as they
Tomorrow?
play any type of athletic event,
Tomorrow?
we're gonna do a whiskey. If they have, what's the next athletic event that could happen?
NBA game. Pels game. Zion.
I don't know if the Pels will play because I think they're going to do a limited playoff push, and I think the Pels will be out of it. But NBA Finals for sure.
I think we will have NBA.
Do you?
I do. I think just the same way Adam Silver caused the whole shutdown of sports by starting. He'll be the resumption. And Major League Baseball will follow. And the NFL absolutely starts on time. There's no way our country exists without the NFL.
I agree. And college football too.
No, for sure, in this region. But our country
Yeah.
cares way more about the NFL than do college football.
You're right.
All right. Ryan Lanier, Jack Davis, Brandon Atchison, Joe Juba. Joe Juba said, "I'm not crying. You're crying." Oh my guy. Oh my God. What a beautiful man.
I love. He is so
What a beautiful man.
So beautiful.
Jack Davis, Whiskey and Wine, Draft Day.
Draft day. Draft day.
What, dude?
That's less than a month away.
Hey. Let's do a live Whiskey and Wine during the draft.
Like a
Companion show.
I'm in. What else do we have to do, bro?
Nothing.
I am mad at my house. Like,
Come over.
I'll
Hey,
be
you
here,
want to
bro.
sleep in the guest room?
not tonight, but another night.
Get the fuck out of here. All right. Peace.
Love you, bro.
Y'all be
Love you,
good.
Joey.
Joseph, you can sign off now. Please, wait, before you go, subscribe. Please hit the subscribe on the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. We have got to get to 1,000 subscribers. That is it is what? Who what? What? What about more whiskey and wine? Huh? Wait, start over.
Comment if they want us to do
Oh, comment if you want us to do more. Appreciate you. Nathan Ducote, Texas Tiger. Jason Truax, Darren Pellegrin, Stephen Miller, Nathan Ducote, Ruben Deleri, Bubba Tatum, Chad Myers. Nathan Ducote said, keep it going. Bro, it's 11:30. Well, I don't care. Fuck, I'll keep going. I got nothing to do. All right, ask me a question. I'll stay on. It's not going to be the same dynamic without Jordy, though. It's not. It's just me sitting here drunk on my pool. My fire. Jordy brought some enormous wood, though. That is not a commentary on his anatomy. He literally bought some enormous pieces of wood. Huh? What?
not commentary on Jordy or
170 watts. So we still got a good number of people watching. Ask me a question. Bo Brown, night guys. Thank y'all. See y'all draft day. Well, ask me a question. Taylor Slack, what cigars y'all on? Taylor, I'm gonna tell you what, man. I started on a, Jordy didn't finish his Cohiba. I'm a little pissed at him. I ain't worried about it, though. Life happens. A live whiskey and wine after a day game this year? I'm in, bro. Moscona, I'd like to invite you to the Bahamas on a fishing trip. Ask Darren Pellegrin how we do it. Nathan, I'm in. You can fly me to the Bahamas? Let's go, bruh. Tim Sonier, does Miami get Burrow? Fuck no. Are you kidding me? Burrow's going to Cincinnati. Cincinnati's not trading that pick. It's the stupidest thing I've ever... Like, Cincinnati is not trading the pick. Like, no, they're not trading the pick. Oh, this is where Burrow's about to point at his ring finger. He just threw the touchdown pass to Marshall. He's about to point at his ring finger. Woo, boy. Boy, this fire is hot, bro. This fire is hot.
Yeah, man, you've been drinking.
Huh?
You're gonna fall in.
No, I'm good. Fire's hot, dog. Ah. All right, who else we got? I'll stay on. I'll answer some questions.
Ask me anything.
Someone said, John Boudreaux said, ask E-Rock. I don't think so, bro. She's probably in the bathtub. FDF, please invite me next time, Flynn. Flynn? Flynn, Flynn, come over. Are you kidding me? It's Flynn Foster. Come over. What are you doing? I'll stay on. Come over. What are you doing? You've been watching for 2 hours? Flynn, come over to get an Uber. Come over to my house. I'll stay on until you get here. Are you kidding me?
We'll come to you.
A Facebook Live with the president of Guarantee Media?
Just popping in.
Bro, ask anything you want to the president of our company. Bubba Tatum, didn't finish my Rocky Patel, but I will now. Keep it rolling. All right, Bubba. Darren Pellegrin, will Miami trade for Burrow? No. Brian Lanier, what's your prediction for LSU record next year? I'll go 10-2. I'll go 10-2. And I don't feel great about it. I think 11-1's realistic. Brian Lanier, I just read that one. Stephen Miller, why is Jay such anti-Les and DD Bro? I wish he was here. I don't know why he's anti-DD Bro. I don't know it. I don't know that story. I don't know it. I don't know it. Did I miss a bunch of comments? Oh God, hang on. Let's see. Fly to Florida. We take custom 43 to the Bahamas. All right, let's roll. Is Glenn over there? Poor Glenn. No, poor Glenn. Poor Glenn. Tim Sonier for 3 number 1s. No, not happening. Not happening, Tim. Because I'll tell you this. What are the chances you're going to turn those 3 number 1s into a transcendent generational quarterback that's going to win you titles? Good thought. Ruben Delary, what's up? Who will LSU get in the transfer portal? I think Jabril Cox is that guy. Ashton Nicholas. How many LSU players go in the first round of the draft? I'm going to say 5. I'd love to think all 6, but I think one of them drops out, and it's probably Christian Fulton. I think Delpit gets in, Fulton's out. Unless if someone falls in love with him. I'd love to see all 6 go. Brian Penton, thank God for the crap didn't happen during football season. Amen. Jeff McKithen, what do you think about the Makers cash strength? Love it. I'm a fan. John Malone saw Natty Baby's pretty good. What's your favorite whistle pig? Favorite whistle pig? So every one that you drink, the 10, 12, 15 are incrementally better. The Boss Hog, the Boss Hog 4th edition Black Prince is magnificent. It's finished in Armenian. What are those things called? It's finished in what is that thing called? It's specific to like a certain town in England. Armagnac, that's what it is. It's like cognac, but it's specific to this little province or place in Europe. I'm way too drunk to care right now. Anyway, Black Prince is amazing. Let's see. Jeremy Brinkmeyer, T-Bob for the nightcap since Jordy left you. Hey, Joe Rod, you want to call T-Bob? Yeah. Why not? No, he lives He could, well, if he was in his car, he could probably be here in about 7 minutes.
T-Bob's always around.
Are you really calling him at 11 o'clock, at 11:37? You're so drunk. You're calling T-Bob at 11:37 at night. That man has a wife, a pregnant wife, and a child. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true.
That's generous, though.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Joey's concern for Matt falling in is adorable. I wasn't gonna fall in, bro. Come on. 245 Rockstar. Does Morning Scone have more listeners than OTB? Are you kidding me? OTB is great, bro. They've done awesome with that show. I mean, you dominate by winning drive time, morning and afternoon, and OTB has done awesome. It's a different type of show than what I do, obviously, but I mean, I love those guys. They do awesome. But I hate T-Bob. Don't get it twisted. I hate T-Bob. Hate him. Little bitch. He's a little bitch. Joe Rod, are you ready to go home? You want to show people all the stuff over here and everything? Huh? I love that we got a little graphic on the bottom, and I'm still sitting here. So hey, when I was telling you before, we were at like 9:05 and we still weren't ready to go, like live. Like he was still worried about connectivity and all. I was like, bro. Yeah. I knew that was gonna happen, so I was like, hey, bro, just wait. Jeff McKinnon, Samurai. Oh, that's the 5th. That's Black Prince 5. I've had it. It's really good. I like 4th edition better. 5's good. Jim Perkins. Hey, Jim, what's up? Where's Jordy? Just left. He had a booty call. Was that a booty call? 100% a booty call. Come on. Like we're doing whiskey and wine.
What
Nothing.
business you doing right now?
And then he's like, hey, hang on. I got to get this call. And then he walks away. He's like, all right, bro, got to go. I'm like, yeah. And he didn't deny it.
Oh, no rebuttal.
No rebuttal. All right. Brandon, how much does this hurt teams not being able to have spring practice? My guess is a whole bunch. Brandon, teams that have new coaches, new quarterbacks, it hurts. Hey, you zoomed in real close there, bro. Cutting off my head. Huh? My head's cut off. I'm looking at it. Oh, never mind. My bad. I had this.
Oh, yeah, I knew what you were doing.
Shut up. I hate you. Fucking IT guys.
Just scroll, bud.
Shut up, IT guy. David Hawes, prefer the Moscona Casa over the MB studio for AFR. More comfortable to join in. Please do more in Casa. Hey, David, I don't think they'll let me do my show from my house. Actually, hey, Joe Rod, could we do AFR from here instead of the studio? Like, could I do my show from right here?
It's a show from Atlanta.
Do you think I could do my show from right here instead of... Like, Levitar does his show from the Clevelander Hotel.
We can do a show anywhere.
You think I could do my... You think they would let me do my show right here every day?
You can be right there. Matt Musso can be right here.
I don't think Musso can be back in. Musso ain't coming over here.
He doesn't need to be.
That means I have to let Musso know where my house is.
Musso knows all.
Musso can come to my house. It's fine. We're down to 146, bro. We got 146 hanging on. Jordy left. We were at like 270. I know. It's almost midnight. I know. Bring in Terrio. Where's Terrio? Oh my God, if Terrio walked in right now, oh my God, that would be awesome. Get Terrio as a guest. Oh my God, Terrio, that'd be huge. Scone, what's your whiskey of choice and why? Well, tonight started with this. Four Roses limited edition, small batch, 2017 release. My guess is there were 5 of these in Louisiana. This was super rare, one of the best things in my bar. Look, I mean, this has been on my bar since 2017. Look at how little I've drank of it. It's just a special occasion thing. After that, I just drank one pour of that. After that, I went to Natty Babe, which I have over there now. I poured it over there. Natty Babe is a Calandro's barrel pick of Whistle Pig, which is phenomenal. Check it out. Jeff McKithen just invited all my friends to subscribe. Well, I wish we were at 1,000. If we were, I would have. We're at 762, Joe Rod. Not there yet. Joe, you ready to go? All right. Gulf South. How much is that 2017 bottle worth? Open? Nothing. Let's see. Let me see. 4 Roses 2017 limited edition. Excuse me. Here it is. Retail of 130 means nope. I can't even find it on secondary market. But here you go. Corky Wine and Spirits has it for $3.69. Napa Cabs has it for $4.99. Beverly Hills Liquor $4.99. Oh, I didn't pay that for it, by the way. Expensive. Good. Matthew Rogelio, if this ends, I'm not staying up to watch this again. Let's see. Why are they playing the Bama game now instead of prime time? Good question. I think we're done. Nathan Ducote and Jordy shot it. That's true. I gave Jordy a pour of that and he shot it. Who's that? What's Taylor Slack? What is Drunk Terrio like? As long as I've known Terrio, we've never been drunk together. He don't drink much, man. Even like social events that we've been out at, he don't drink much, man. Like, he might have a beer here or there. He just doesn't drink much. I think, you know, he would tell me, like, during his playing days, he would he'd tell like the clubhouse guy, when the game ended, he wanted 6 beers in his locker post game, and then like another 6 for the bus ride back to the hotel. And like, you crush like 12 beers every night, you know. But I think just since he's done playing, he don't drink anymore. He just rarely does. Don't drink much.
Did he quit drinking?
No, not altogether. It's just not something he does much anymore. Darren Pellegrin. When Miles broke every Mississippi high school record, I figured he had to be good. Now he studied underneath Burrow for 2 years and Brady for 1 year, ready to go. Okay, Darren. Then why were they shopping grad transfers this offseason, bro? Get leery, bro. Get leery. I think we're done. We're done, Joe. Joe Rod. Hang on. Let me tell everybody goodbye. Don't hang up on me. Stephen Miller's gone. Dude, if Stephen Miller's gone, it's over.
He's still there.
Matthew Rahili. I talked to Mrs. Terrier yesterday. She's all she is. John is awesome. What's your white whale bottle? Money not an option, anything at all. Bubba, I'd love to try Pappy 30. I've had the 23, and quite honestly, I think 15 is better. I think 15 is the best. I think it's a sweet spot, but I'd love to try the 30, just to say that I drank a 30-year-old whiskey. Yeah, let's go with that. Ace Ventura's watching. How about that? Hopefully grad transfers were for depth. Ace, they were not for depth. The reality is they're not convinced Miles is the guy. No one's going to tell you that publicly. I'll tell you that right here. They're not convinced Miles is the guy. So they're looking. Hopefully he is. Like, hopefully it works. Hopefully he's a baller and it's awesome. But they're not convinced of it, so they're looking for guys. They're doing their due diligence, which they should do. So that's what that is. All right, y'all, we done. Whiskey and wine. Well, it's just whiskey now because wine left. Wine had a booty call and left. I don't know. Maybe I'll get lucky tonight. What do you think, Joe Rod? You gonna get lucky tonight?
Probably.
Oh, good. Good for you, Lenny. Good. Lenny's got a pregnant wife. I don't know how that goes. It was easy when Erica was pregnant. You know, I mean, it was just like, well, no worries, right? Right? Right?
Lifetime anxiety going.
Yep. Can you zoom out so I can see the fire pit? Want to build during the break. Hey, Jeremy Brinkmeyer, if you want a fire pit like this, holler at me. I'll hook you up with my brother-in-law, who does awesome work, man. He'll hook you up. He'll get you his guy. LOL, Matt. Erica's going to be mad at you for that. Nah, it should be fine. She ain't sleeping. She's in the bathtub. Erica's in the bathtub for like 2 hours. Well, not 2 hours. Maybe an hour. She goes in the bathtub for like an hour every night. And then she wakes up. She's like, I'm tired. I'm like, well, you just stay in the bathtub for an hour. I'm like, if you did a 5-minute bath and then got to bed, you'd have an extra hour of sleep. Right? I don't get it. Matt Alexander said, show us the setup. Hey, can you show them all this stuff? All right, turn it around, Joe Rod. Turn around, Joe Rod.
That's it.
All the stuff. Joe Rod's been sitting on that ottoman.
We'll take a video. Look, we've been in some tight spots.
Yeah, for sure.
Calandro standing up behind the ball. Getting asked like I know about whiskey.
David Hawes, Whiskey and Wine is a successful show. What does Jordy need to make this a more consistent thing? I don't think Jordy needs anything to make it more consistent. I don't think that's the question or issue at all. Just, we did it during football season, and you know, that was it. I mean, we can do it more often. I'm good with that. Ooh.
Do it.
All right, let's sign off.
All right, Matt. Feeling it?
I got to go turn off the Facebook Live that's in